Hell yeah!
All I have for you is chaos. Hello. Hello. Oh wait, is my mic muted? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Welcome in everybody. How are you doing? I want to make sure you guys can all hear me, so please shouteth outeth. Nope, she's muted. I mean, are you guys shut the heck up? You guys are so friggin' okay. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Troll me away. It's fine. Hi everybody. How are we doing? How goes things? Um John was good, homie. Matsuma, thank you for getting first and for paying your taxes. Alex, thank you for paying your taxes. Lewis, thank you for getting second. How about G and Chat before you were I'm first, damn it. I believe it. Alex, it's good to have you here. Welcome, 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 everybody. I hope you guys are all having a really wonderful time. Buaka, thank you for paying your taxes. I love having you here. Lewis, thank you for paying your taxes. All the chaos. Steven, thank you for paying your taxes. Thank you guys for coming through. Hi, Oveya. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm like this. It's okay. I forgive you. Welcome in everybody. I hope you guys are all having a really wonderful Sunday. Thank you guys. I mostly have been fucking up time. Okay? I don't know where I am. I don't know what time of day it is. I don't know what I'm doing. 30 more days after experience. Thank you so much. I appreciate you endlessly for the 30 more days, Dubsy. Thank you, thank you. Yes, get ready to learn some shit because today we are going to be hanging out and basically just listening to Alex yap. And I love it. We did like a little test run before stream and like he gave me the rundown of kind of what was gonna happen. And I was like, oh, it's good shit, guys. It's good, tasty shit. So get ready to eat well today because we're loinin'. Fucking up time. Are you a time lord? I am actually. I am a time lord. That's kind of crazy. With the butts! With the butts! 30 more days after experience Matsuma! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry, you guys are like right in my mouth there. Jakob, thank you for paying your taxes. She probably stinky today. I haven't showered, so. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? No. Actually, I had a bagel this morning, and then I had rice with chicken. I'm eating good. 33 months. Ah! It's lunch money. Okay. So I don't want to make Alex wait too long because we are on crazy time zones, he and I. So what we're going to do is everybody take your fucking seats. Take your seats. Make sure you let everybody else know whenever they come in to take their seats quietly, okay? Be absolutely respectful of our guest speaker today, all right? You guys know him from the chat, but you may not have seen him before, all right? We are going to be hanging out with Alex Lass. And Alex is, wait, I had his freaking information up earlier and then I turned, hold on. He'll give his own introduction here in just a moment, all right? But I'm going to read his Twitch information. Alex Alas, linguistics postgrad, a language nerd, and an unofficial, or no, just kidding, official gym rat. Official fucking gym rat. And you know what's crazy is we are literally, granted, I don't want to give him too much shit, but we are about to stream with him and he is not in the chat right now. So let's go ahead and bring this dude on. Yeah? Let's bring this dude on. Hold on, I gotta do this and this. And then wait. This. Now you guys are gonna have to let me know. Okay, you weren't in chat a second ago. Alex, let's see how your audio sounds. Go ahead and give us a test.
I mean, she's just an anthropologist, so it drags with her, being bad with time, so.
You son of a biscuit. Anyway, how does he sound, everybody? Hi, Red Hood. How does he sound? Oh my god, and thank you guys for the treasure train. What the hell? We're gonna need confirmation from some of y'all in chat just to give us a...
Talking.
She's just a government-funded gravedigger. That's a crazy statement that you just said.
What's better, a treasure train or a gravy train?
Ooh, wait, did you say a grave train?
A gravy train.
Oh, a gravy train. I like a gravy train. Hi, Nacho. Can somebody confirm? Can you hear him?
Talking.
Did you see my mug?
Yes. Oh, it's a cute mug.
That's very
Looks
cute.
Looks like a flower.
It is! Look at it's like a tea mug, but I'm drinking my coffee out of it. Look, it comes with a little plate that's a leaf. It's so cute! I'm obsessed. We can hear it. Thank you, Matsuma. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, so as long as you guys can hear him okay, then we're good. I turned off the music because I honestly cannot hear him whenever the music's on. So I just want to be able to focus. I like a little bit of...
he was focused anyways.
What did you just say?
Huh?
What did you just say, you son of a gun? Anyway, hi Blurred, welcome in. This is Alex, everybody. You guys know him as Alex Alas on Twitch. Alex, go ahead and give us a little like introduction to yourself. I know you've been here before, but do it again.
Jeez. Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a linguistics postgrad, as this dork over there said. I study Japanese and I'm native Russian and I'm okay with English and I teach Japanese and English when I get a chance to. Mostly it's Japanese currently. I am in theoretical, applied, and comparative linguistics postgrad currently. I'm writing a thesis on comparative syntax of Japanese and Russian, which means that when I'm talking about Shinto, I'm way out of my fucking depth. So
Uh-huh.
that's gonna be
Uh-huh.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, based on what I learned in the 30 minutes that we
Guys,
chatted,
guys.
it was great. Yeah, and feel
Okay,
free
thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
feel free to interact with chat and whatever. This is kind of going to be your space. I'm going to try my best not to interrupt you, but I'll have my questions along the way, so
I sure hope so. This will
I
be
will.
on the test afterwards,
I
Nikki.
have I have my notes, professor. Alas, I have my notebook. I'm ready to fucking go, dude. You're never going to
She
ask me
does.
another question about freaking Japanese language again and I'm not going to know. I'll
What
just be
does
like,
Osaka mean?
I don't know. I don't
It
know.
was
I'm
how long
sorry.
ago? Like half a year ago at this point?
Can we redo that test? Can we not test? Sorry, shit. Can we redo that one? And I'll I'll take notes this time. No, let's
Uh-huh.
start fresh now, Alex. Okay, I'm gonna take notes. I already have some here. Okay,
Notice how she fucking avoided the question. Anyways,
yeah.
um,
No,
I
we're go ahead, go ahead.
wait. Where is it? There it is. So I did the thing. Let's check it out. Um, so we'll be talking about Shinto and the main concepts of it, the New Year traditions, and unfortunately, in spite of what Nikki has said, she was wrong. I will not be talking about Silent Hill F in this
Yeah,
presentation.
you literally said something about Silent Hill F in our chat, so that's why I said how it. Anyway, go on.
Anyway, yeah. So what we will be talking about today is what is Shinto, its main concepts and ideas, as in what it claims to be, like what it claims the world to be, right? Like any religion does. The characteristic items of Shinto, those items being in Silent Hill F, is what I said, Nikki.
But
Anyways,
that's okay.
and some changes that Shinto had, like region to region and across the history of it, and some cultural connotations of it in the mortal world. And at the end of it, we will look at the New Year traditions in Shinto, and it will be a little bit of an interactive thing with Nikki, which unfortunately we had done before the show. So we'll look at the results of it, right?
Mhm.
And but you guys will get to participate in it as well. So first of all, what is Shinto? Shinto, sometimes called Shintoism, right? It is a polytheistic animistic religion. Big words here. Polytheistic means lots of gods, lots of different deities and gods. Animistic means like it gives soul, it gives anima, right, from ancient Greek. It gives soul to inanimate objects. Uh, it is partially traceable to the Yayoi period, not yaoi. Yaoi is the boys' love stuff. Yayoi is the historic period of Japan from 300 BC to 300 AD, right? That's a long time ago. And it is considered to be the indigenous religion of Japan. So this period here, 300 BC to 300 AD, this is about like is the whereabouts where we're gonna be hanging out this time. Maybe we'll push up to 1000 AD, and we'll look at some little bits and pieces from the Edo period, which is the 18th slash 19th century of AD, obviously. Yeah, current millennia, right? And when we talk about Shinto, one language thing that I wanted to point out is that it is separate from other religions which exist in Japan and in the world in general, is that it is, as we can see here, hold on, I have a thing for it. It is a Shinto. This character, To, means a path, right? Like a road. And it is um, contrasted with, let's say, Christianity, which will be Kiristo-kyo. Kyo means a teaching, so it's a basically a Christ's teaching, right? Bukkyo is Buddha's teaching, right? And that's separate from that. It's a path. So in that way, Shinto, in some aspects, in like demographic polls, it's not even considered a religion at all. Like people just believe it, like it's a part of the culture. And another thing that we'll look at in more detail is that it is highly, big word incoming, syncretic with Buddhism. Syncretic means that it intertwines, right? It connects with Buddhism in a, to use Japanese terminology, that's called Shinbutsu Shugo. Shinbutsu Shugo. The syncretism, the co-joining of Buddhas and Kami, especially Kami and Buddhas. So, and when we talk about religion, when we talk about culture, we need to point at the main sources, right? And in the case of Shinto, the main sources are Kojiki, which is the records of ancient matters, which is around 8th century AD, right?
Hmm.
And Nihon Shoki, which is the Chronicles of Japan, is how it's translated sometimes, which is around 720 AD, right? And Kojiki covers the prehistory of Japan from around 600 BCE to around that period of 800 AD, right? And it goes through the creation myth, it goes through the main deities of that period, it goes through the genealogical trees of those and like relations of those deities, right? And overall, lots of lore, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So when we talk about Shinto, we need to cover some specific main concepts in Shinto. Like in the Christianity, when we talk about main concepts, it's something like sin, right? Saints. What are some other main concepts in Christianity that you would be able to name, Nikki? I'm
Mm.
drawing well here.
Yeah. I only know like saints and uh we have a god, and then we've got
Mm-hmm.
like that's it. Like the breakdown is kind of I'm not like super
Yeah.
familiar with religion in that regard, so.
Right. Okay. So when we talk about those kind of concepts, but in Shinto, it's mainly three, and specifically, those are the three that are important, but the ones that we'll be covering here. Yeah, like Sky says, Trinity, right? It's one of those concepts that is important to Christianity. The first concept that we'll be looking at in Shinto is known as kegare, or defilement, which is kind of close to like sin, but that's more of a, like a tsubi, a taboo. So kegare or defilement is something that is caused by contact with blood, death, and disease. So by default, humans in Shinto are considered pure, right? But through those acts of contact with blood, death, and disease, we get defiled, we get kind of dirty, right? And that is a form of tsubi or taboo, which is sometimes considered also like a synonym for sin, but it's not exactly like that one to one, right?
Huh.
And more importantly, is that mm, through certain acts that uh, purity can be recovered, right? And those are harae or misogi, which are ritual purifications. So, for example, if somebody here has been to like a Shinto shrine in Japan, you know that you're supposed to like wash your hands with water, which is near the entrance to the Shinto shrine, right? And that like washing of hands with water is what's known as a misogi, right? As a water purification ritual, right? It's a form of it, which kind of like connects with Christianity in the sense of like christening through water, right? You will
Yeah.
get to wash away your sins, right? Same idea here, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. You have to
Mm-hmm.
like use the little like water when you go into the actual building, the church, and like put it on your forehead and stuff. So yeah,
Mm-hmm,
that's
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
very reminiscent.
Yeah. Well, I'm Russian, and I get the idea of like getting christened when you get dipped into usually like
Oh,
a hollowed out uh, frozen lake, and you get dipped into it and stuff like that.
the most
That's
Russian thing
real,
I've ever
actually.
heard. That's
Oh, that
crazy.
yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
The people who do that regularly, we call them walruses.
Oh my god, yeah. Holy cow. That's
Anyways,
crazy. Anyway.
going back to Japan, another thing that is important and we will be covering more in depth today is kami, or sacred spirits, but they're also like patrons of the home or the clan a person might belong to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if there's an idea of like, the pre-Christianity like gnomes and little goblins being little spirits,
Yeah, a little
that's
like
probably also
paganism.
connected to that. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, and the thing is that their worship through prayer, ritual, and offerings, it may bring good fortune, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Shinto and Kami also connected to this idea that their worship manifests good fortune, good things happening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And finally, we won't be getting as much in depth into it as those two previous ones, but a soul, tamashi in Shinto, is well, it's a part of the religion, but here we'll be talking about it being able to join those kami as a part of the ancestors, like of a person. So when a person dies, they go into the afterlife. Their soul goes there, and after, again, as lots of folklore happens to be very specific, after 33 years, that soul becomes a kami, becomes a spirit,
Is there a
and will
significance
be.
behind the 33 years again? I don't know if you mentioned it.
I'm not sure, but again, Trinity is kind of like a significant number that pops up culturally here and
Uh,
there.
okay. Okay.
So I'm not familiar with that specific importance here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Uh, right. And those are the main concepts that we'll be dealing with today. And
Wahoo!
in terms of claims, one, here's the creation myth. It's Shinto claims that, specifically Kojiki claims that the world was created starting from Japan by two gods, Izanagi and Izanami. And in terms of kami, it is claimed that there is an innumerable amount of them. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
More literally saying, there is a saying of Yayorozu no kami, which is 8 million kami uh, being around us in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, One, that number is very interesting because if we look at kanji, we'll look at how the numeral system works. The first one being 8, the second one being 100, and the last one being 10,000. So if in English we go 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000,
Mm-hmm.
right? So 1,000 is the biggest like number we count to, then we add to it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
10,000. In Chinese and in Japanese, it's man, or here it's yorozu. It's 10,000.
Okay.
So it's 100 yorozu of kami, right? That's one thing. Another thing is that this number pops up in popular culture,
Mm-hmm.
specifically in the concept of spirits. For example, in Spirited Away, the bathhouse is said to treat 8 million spirits that come there,
Guys, that's
which
sick,
is
isn't it?
that's where it comes from. So
That
all
is
those
so cool.
spirits, so all those spirits that come into Spirited Away into that
Uh-huh.
house,
Uh-huh.
they are all kami.
Yeah. That is so fucking cool. Guys, when you watch Spirited Away, you can take this information with you. Share it with someone. That's awesome.
So that's one thing.
Yeah.
Um, oh, actually, Matsuma brought up Matsuri festivals,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be getting back to Matsuri a little bit by the end of it, by the end of the presentation.
Okay.
Uh, mm, yeah. So moving on to some of the other aspects, right? Getting more into detail. One thing that I wanted to look at is that creation myth of uh, Izanagi and Izanami creating Japan and the world.
Mm-hmm.
In The Last Samurai, the one with Tom Cruise,
Yep.
uh, they kind of reinterpreted it as there was a warrior who stuck a spear into water, and when they pulled it out, there were drops that dropped off of the spear, that when they dropped, they created the Japanese archipelago, right? That's how they
Oh.
interpreted it,
Uh-huh.
which is not exactly how it worked.
Okay.
So here we have Ameno Noboko, which is the heavenly jewel spear, right? That's the actual thing that Izanagi here actually used to create the world. So what actually happened is that imagine a primordial ooze, or as I like to imagine it, if you've ever had like noodles or ramen with a little piece of nori in there, and it like got all like kind of like wet and
Mm.
soggy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you move it around, it kind of like floats around, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I imagine. So imagine Izanagi
Fun.
getting his spear and kind of what's the word? What am I looking for?
Stirring.
Exactly, yeah. Storing all of that stuff with that majestic heavenly spear, and out of that appeared what in Kojiki is called an Onogoro Island. Onogoro Island, which, as we will see throughout the presentation, is an actual place in Japan. You can just go there.
Mm-hmm.
Onogoro Island is an actual island in Japan, which is kind of wild. Which again
Yeah.
kind of tracks since it's all folklore and oral tradition, and it kind of works one with another.
Is there any like is it because there's been like a I don't know if there is or isn't, but like a distancing between the belief systems now and then the belief systems then, where Onogoro Island is now just a place you can visit versus being like the entire landmass? Like is there like a
Mm.
disconnect or something? Or is it just like I don't know, they just
I
decided
mean,
to name it and in honor of.
I don't think it's the case of the second description what
Mm-hmm.
we just said, where it was named in the honor of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's more the case of the opposite, where it was a landmass before the creation of the myth, and then they kind of used it post factum.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's not like, and I feel like it's the opposite with how much distance there's been, and more like with how little distance there is. As in, like, oh yeah, it's a real place. Oh yeah, we have kami around us. Yeah, it's just a thing we believe. Like they don't even consider it a religion at any point. It's just a part of their folklore, of their myths. Yeah, like urban myths and stuff. Like, oh
Okay.
yeah, maybe it's a thing. I don't know. I don't really care about it. I think that's kind of what's happening here.
Okay. Okay.
And another thing to talk about this spear is that Izanami, they received it one from the older heavenly gods. So they weren't the first gods. They were just the ones that were the first ones on Earth, right? So there are other heavenly gods around them. And
Mm-hmm.
those that spear that Izanagi got was decorated with magatama or curved gems. Yeah, like we can see here, we have some curved gems dating from the Jomon period, which is 10th to the 3rd period BCE, all the way to the 8th century AD, right? So that symbol here is also very important to Shintoism. It comes up a lot. Traditionally, it's a piece of jewelry, something people make. But obviously, when it pops up, uh, like naturally, it's kind of like, oh, maybe some like there's some ritual, some Shinto significance to it.
Okay.
There is an idea that around that Onogoro Island, there is an island that looks like Magatama,
Okay. Okay.
like this symbolism behind it, yeah.
Yeah.
And despite all of that, like deep spiritual um, significance of that item, it pops up in popular culture. Like here we have Ame no Nuboko, that specific spear, in Megami Tensei series. Like
Yeah.
that's like equipping the Spear of Longinus in Warcraft to slay Ragnaros. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
neat, but kind of like I don't know about that.
Yeah, it like literally created a world, but no big. You're also gonna go and like fight the warhogs out
Mm-hmm.
of. whatever. Matsuma and Gay both have a question regarding,
Yeah,
and I don't know if you want to reference it now.
yeah. So in terms of what Matsumo said, where Maui pulled up mathematics, um, with his like magical fishing hook. I guess it's something similar to that. Yeah, so it's the uh one. I feel like there is a lot of uncovered overlap in culturally between Polynesia and Japan.
Mm,
And two, I feel like it is similar where this specific deity, through some very physically understandable way, created this specific landmass where we as a homogeneous culture live.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And to what Gay Elephant said, yeah, that's basically how it is. Yeah, Mount Olympus is a real place, which was culturally significant to the ancient Greeks. Yeah,
Hmm.
so that's where they live.
Okay, yeah.
Uh, and I don't know a lot about like folklore of the ancient Greece, as but I think they also like mention a lot of real places around Greece. So we'll see that track a lot as well here.
Okay.
So going on to the more abstract, more theoretical things in Shinto, is one I wanted to say that because Shinto is kind of an evolution of the folklore of regional storytelling, Shinto
Hmm.
has a lot of regional variations and rituals and traditions. So it's not very unified, right? So there are those texts that we've mentioned, right? Kojiki and Nihonshoki, but they kind of like they it's broad strokes and it's very ancient history. Like a lot of local places would have their own lore to follow in terms of Shintoism.
Can I ask really quickly,
Yeah.
is there a reason as to why it was all placed under the same umbrella? Because I know of other like cultures or maybe regions that have regional ideologies or cultures that separate them based on like the location they're at. So is there a reason why this is specific to like Shinto versus this is this region's version of
Mm.
religion or whatever? Do you know?
Hmm. So when we look at modern Japan, that's actually culturally at least three different mm, well peoples actually. So we have the Japanese, like culturally and genealogically Japanese, like
Mm.
mainland.
Mm-hmm.
But Okinawa is actually one they speak a different. They used to speak a different language,
Okay.
which is related to Japanese, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not Japanese.
Hmm.
And they had their own kingdom. It was a Ryukyu kingdom,
Okay.
right? So I don't know how they relate to Kami,
Okay.
and that might be a different thing.
Okay.
And up north on Hokkaido, uh, they have the Ainu people, which are kind of like more Siberia related, I think.
Okay.
Right? So again, they're not. They have their own cultures, their own peoples, and culturally they have their own thing going on. And
Mm-hmm.
again, they have their own language as well. And all of that represent like cultural demographic representation is also a big topic in Japanese culture and Japanese politics mostly.
Okay. Okay.
Right. But to answer your question, why they haven't split up, I think it's that Japan is a very unique case where even though there's a lot of variation, uh, like regional variation,
Mm-hmm.
overall they all feel homogenous.
Okay. Okay. Then that makes sense.
So like they all speak the same language. It's like it's not as intense as it is, let's say, in Italy,
Mm.
where there's a lot of mutual intelligibility is lower between dialects. It's
Yeah.
better with Japanese, or at least it has become that way.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you. That's awesome.
yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, and one of the kind of funny things that appears epic on the surface that is uh, called tsumogami, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is tool-kami, which is tools that acquire kami over time with usage.
Mm-hmm.
So in when you think about it, you can imagine like a craftsman using a specific hammer to make katanas over time, and um, that tool becoming kind of like an ancient, like a sanctified weapon or sanctified tool. When in reality, it's used more of like for comedy,
Mhm.
because here we can see the Lantern Ghost by Hakusai, which
Mhm.
is like a night. If an item is in use for like a century,
Mhm.
it becomes self-aware. It's like I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be free. I just I have a personality. I don't
Uh-huh.
usually want to fuck around and like be mean to people.
Uh-huh.
And, like there is a book on like 100 changed like pieces of everyday furniture and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like the lantern, there is a possessed futon that just like messes with people and so on. And that ties into what is known as yokai, which is a whole other rabbit hole to go down to. But
Mhm.
they're not kami, they're like more like evil spirits, more like mean
Mm.
spirited
Okay.
entities. Right, but what I wanted to talk about is that even though it's very decentralized, right, Shinto,
Mhm.
it has some deities which are more major than other ones, like
Yeah.
bigger kami. And if a shrine is dedicated to that kami, it can connect with other shrines into like a shrine network.
Mhm.
And all of those shrines are dedicated to that specific deity.
Yeah.
Like I'm not super familiar with ancient Greece, but again, you would have patron gods for cities, and those cities would have a main shrine, and that main shrine would have other shrines dedicated to that deity, and so on. That's kind of what I mentioned here.
Okay.
And we'll look more in depth at the three main central kami with shrines dedicated to them.
Mhm.
Right? So overall, there are about 80,000 Shinto shrines all throughout Japan, and about 50,000 of them, let's say, are dedicated to these three, all in all. So about 15,000 of them are dedicated to the first one, which is Amaterasu o Mikami, the goddess of the sun, and considered to be the main deity of Shinto.
Mhm.
Even
Mhm.
though she's not the first one in top one in terms of how many shrines are dedicated to her, she's
Mhm.
considered to be the most important one.
Mhm.
So one of the things she's considered the most important one is that she's the mythical ancestress of the imperial house of Japan. So she is the grandma to the first mythical Emperor Jimmu of the Imperial House of Japan.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that is considered to be around 600 BCE. So if that is to be true,
Mhm.
and that imperial line is to be considered unbroken, we have an imperial family that has been reigning for over 2,500 years.
That's so sick.
Yeah, which is something that the imperial propaganda has leaned into during the World War II, but we might get to talk about it a bit later on.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, once again, the sun gods hugging all the shrines.
All the freaking
But
shrines.
not all the shrines, because the goddess that actually has the most of the shrines dedicated to her is Inari Okami, who is the kami of foxes, fertility, rice, tea, sake, agriculture and industry, and general prosperity and worldly success. And to her we have, out of the 80,000 all throughout Japan, about 35,000 are dedicated specifically to her.
Mhm.
And again, to bring up Silent Hill F, Inari Shrines and Inari Shinto is specifically the one that we see in Silent Hill F, but we'll cover that more in depth in a specific, like separate lecture on Silent Hill F.
Yep.
And finally, like top three, is the one called Hachiman Shin. Again, we have Omikami, we have Okami, and we have just a kami, Hachiman Shin, who is the divinity of learning, archery, war, and the samurai. It is a titular kami of the Minamoto samurai clan. And so I thought it's a bit too much lore for just one slide, so we'll be going in depth per deity of all the three of those.
If
So start. Mhm.
before you get into that, just to break down that last slide, just in case anybody needs just a quick refresher of it or the information that we're going to be going, because Kami is going to be repeated throughout the
Yeah.
remainder of it. So just remember everybody, Kami is sacred spirits. So we are talking about things and patrons and stuff. Things can basically attain a tamasi. Is that what you said? Tamasi?
Tamashi. Tamashi.
Tamashi, the soul. Yeah. Is that correct? That like souls can become
It's
kami
kind of the
and
other way around. So the
oh,
human soul is tamashi, and that can become a kami. It's not
okay.
the other way around. The kami has a tamashi. Is that
Okay. Yeah, the other way around. Okay. And so then the decentralization sentiment of the Shinto belief is
yeah?
that there are many, many, many kamis, unlike in Christianity or Catholicism, where there's God or the Trinity, and like, there's this like super centralized God.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for here, there's many different types of like deity or entities that are going to be of some significance throughout. But as Alex is saying, we're talking about three main kami that tend to pop up a lot, that tend to
Mm-hmm.
seem like they are more centralized than the others. And this is what we're going to break down here of the three
Yeah.
different kamis. Fuck yeah. Okay.
So the first one is again Amaterasu o Mikami. Uh, Sometimes, if we look at the kanji here, so this is hold on, where is it? Yeah, so o Mikami means the great, like sanctified deity, the great,
Mm-hmm.
honored kami, and Amaterasu literally means like the sun, the sky shining. Yeah, so the sky shining, great, like honored kami, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's Amaterasu Omikami. So one, she is a child of Izanagi and Izanami, the creator gods that we mentioned beforehand, along with her siblings Tsukuyomi and Susano. And I wanted to read a specific description of how they became to be from Kojiki. So in the Kojiki, Amaterasu, Tsukuyomi, and Susanoo were born when Izanagi went to the plain of Awagihara by the river mouth of Tachibana in Himuka in the island of Tsukushi. Again, a lot of places, most of which are real and can be traced down, right? So he went there and bathed in the river to purify himself after visiting Yomi, the underworld, in a failed attempt to rescue his deceased wife Izanami. Sorry. So one, we have the traced idea of a lover going into the underworld to retrieve his loved one,
Mm-hmm.
which also tracks with ancient Greece. And
Mm-hmm.
two, we have an example of misogi, a purification after having to connect with death, with Yomi, the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, again, a very visual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Amaterasu was born when Izanagi washed his left eye. Tsukuyomi was born when he washed his right eye. And Susanoo was born when he washed his nose.
That is so interesting. Like, what is I would want to know like the
Yeah,
significance of that.
about this,
Ooh,
about left.
Alex, wait, hold on. The audio is kind of breaking up. I don't know if you're
Oh,
hearing.
mic check, mic check.
Okay, we're good. We're good. We're back.
Okay, yeah. And after that, Izanagi appoints Amaterasu to rule Takamagahara, which is the plane of the high heaven, right?
Okay.
Which is why we have this as the sky, right?
Mhm.
Right, the high heaven.
Mhm.
Tsukuyomi, uh, he appoints Tsukuyomi to rule the night, which is why Tsukuyomi is the deity of the moon and the night. And Susanoo, the seas. So Susanoo is the deity of the seas, the storm, the rain, and he's kind of an asshole. So here we have a depiction of a pretty popular folk like story from Kojiki, where there are a lot of variations to it, but Susanoo did something to piss Amaterasu the fuck off. And she's like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm going into a cave, and I don't want to deal with you anymore. So here she goes into the cave, which is Ama no Iwato, which again is a real cave you can go into. Oh, like here's the sun goddess went here. Um, and here we have all these different kami trying to get her out of here, out of there. Because obviously, when you have a sun go into the cave, there is no light outside, right? It's just permanent darkness. And here we have a little chicken who, in one of the uh, tellings of the story, they brought out a chicken for to sing for her, and that got her interested and like curious about the outside, and she like peeked out uh, and emerged out of the cave, and the sun was back outside, right? And that's exactly what we see here. Her Amaterasu emerging from the cave.
I love it. And they closed the door behind her, like, you're not going back in there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not your
yeah,
cave
yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And a
That.
reminder to
Mhm.
everybody, just really quickly, because I'm hearing terms and this helps me, so I don't know if it'll help anybody else who might be really interested in learning. Kojiki is continued to be used. If you guys forgot what that is, that's that prehistory, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So just remember, if you hear Kojiki, this is the story that is held within the prehistory of the like of this belief system. So go ahead.
Yeah. Right. And remember, the chicken she'll become important later on.
Don't forget the chicken, everybody.
So the um, second goddess, Inari Okami, is said to have come to Japan at the time of its creation amidst a harsh famine that struck the land. So this is one of those cases where it wasn't like birthed from Izanagi or Izanami, but it kind of came around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is said that she descended from heaven riding on a white fox, and in her hand she carried sheaves of cereal or grain. So, ine, the word now used for rice, is the name for this cereal. And I feel like it's connected here, right? So, uh, in that's Inari Okami, right? This first radical inside of the first kanji is actually a radical for a rice plant. So there is a
Oh.
connection here. So ine, inari, you can kind of see it.
Mm-hmm.
And what she carried actually was not rice, but some cereal that grows in swamps. And according to legend, in the ancient times, Japan was water and swampland.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it makes sense that she brought cereal and grain that specifically grows in those regions.
Yeah.
And again, here we have ancient history kind of popping up in modern language because there is a word for a lot in Japanese. Like, I don't know, I ate a lot of sushi today. Yeah, it'll be takusan. Yeah, takusan.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that's word usually used with kana, right? But it has a traditional kanji writing, and the traditional kanji writing is as follows. And those two kanji together, this one is mountain, and this one is a swamp.
Oh,
So
that's
together,
fun.
it's kind of like, what is there a lot of in Japan? Oh, we got swamps, we got mountains. So swamps, mountains means a lot.
That's so fun. Language is so cool how we just start to like
Yeah.
apply. Oh, that's so cool.
And remember how in this legend, in the ancient times, Japan was a swampland? So that's where it comes from, probably.
Cool.
Like it's connected to some way or one way or another.
Sick.
Okay. Right. And here we slowly get into those whole like syncretism thing, right? Where it gets to merge with Buddhism. But first, there are some like practical ideas behind it being the kami for foxes. Is that foxes running wild in rice fields might have inspired the idea of inari as they seem to inspect the crops. So you kind of see foxes running around. Oh, those little helpers are like tracking if the rice fields are growing okay. So they must be like the servers of or the servants of some other kami, right? So that might have inspired it.
Yep.
And to show their gratitude, the farmers offered red rice and fried bean curd to the foxes. So they started to bring out some offerings to the foxes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in the Middle Ages, people believed that mice came from grain because if you leave grain outside and uh, come back in like a day, you see mice there. So like, oh, mice probably come from grain.
I didn't know that that was a thought. That is
Yeah,
so fun because it's again showing how humans continue to give symbolic meaning to things and then they just run with it and make it their whole personalities.
yeah,
Fun.
and again, coming back to the merging of Shinto and Buddhism. Here
Mm-hmm.
we have some depictions of Inari. First one is more Shinto centered. So Inari and their folk spirits held the blacksmith Munechika forge the blade Kogitsune Maru, which literally means little fox, in the late 10th century. It is a legend, which is a subject of the Noh drama Sanjokokaji. Right? So here we have Inari kind of actually wielding a hammer to help him like co-create this blade. I remember this whole idea of tool kami, how it like comes into help here, and
What was the term for that again? That's
uh, where was it?
Tuskumogami?
Mm, 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 Here, Tsukumo Gami.
Tsukumo.
Tsukumo means tool. Gami means kami.
And
Gami
that's
kami.
yeah, reminder to
Tsukumo Gami.
everybody. All right.
Yeah, something that might be related to that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and again, it's kind of like a semi-legendary blade because it might have existed, might have not existed, but there are some old-ass blades that Japan has, which are in pristine condition. I think there are some from like 12th century still hanging around and like in pristine condition, like
Yeah,
an 800-year-old blade just being there. It's kind of
just
wild.
chilling. Yeah.
And
I-
the second picture here is actually the one that brings up Buddhism. So here is a depiction of Inari, and there is an idea that this portrayal of Inari shows the influence of Dakiniten concepts from Buddhism. So Dakiniten is the Japanese name for uh, Hindu or Buddhist concept of dakini, which is a lot of things. So it might be like a some kind of spiritual energy in the form of a woman. It might be a woman who possesses some kind of spiritual energy, so an actual woman. And mm, in some not so flattering depictions, it can be a demoness who eats human flesh. Most importantly, though, is that they are depicted with the white fox, even outside of the Shinto religion. So that connection with the foxes of Inari, that connection with her riding in on a white fox, which way is it? Did it come from the Dakini depiction, or was it originally the Inari depiction that got mirrored in the Dakini depiction? I don't know. I'm just a linguist. We have an anthropologist here to talk about it, so Nikki, take
Mm.
it away.
Oh, I am sure that's a very heated debate that I actually have no specialty in, so I can't even begin to speak on it. But
Well, you're an
it
anthropologist. You should know everything about agriculture, how it
okay,
works.
okay. No, that is not how anthropology works, and you should know that because freaking you are the linguist. Come on now. Do you know all languages?
Yes.
You're a liar. Let's go on.
Okay. So, um,
This guy.
so the third one, the last one, is if we had the first one being the sun goddess, and her name is what, Nikki?
Amatsura Amaterasu. Oh my god. Uh I her name is so hard. Amaterasu Asu
Amaterasu. Great,
Amaterasu.
Amaterasu.
Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Thank you.
So, and that is like pure Shinto, right? She comes from Kojiki, uh,
Mhm.
like that's where she comes from, right? Then we have Inari, which is like 50-50, right?
Yep,
Shinigami is a whole different thing. Yeah, that's not it.
that's not it.
So
Okay.
Inari is like maybe 50-50, right?
Yeah.
There is some traces of Buddhist influence. And then we have Hachiman, which like cranks up the Buddhist influence a little bit more. So that guy is originally the divine spirit of the semi-legendary Emperor Ojin. So that's an actual emperor of Japan. Again, semi-legendary, kind of like King Arthur, right?
Mm.
He might have existed, he might have not. We don't know. So, and that person, he got deified and identified by legend as Yahata no Kami,
Mhm.
which means the Kami of eight banners, because that refers to the eight heavenly banners, sorry, that signaled the birth of the divine and deified emperor. So when he was born, there was some depiction, some symbolism of the eight banners being out there. And those eight banners we see in his name eight, which is Hachi, and Man, which is banners, right? So Yahata and Hachiman are the same word, eight banners. And
Mm.
as a deity, he has a bit of a more like targeted control, right? So he controls a samurai's fate, whether they are a success or failure in battle. They control and protect the martial arts and proclaim the victory of an army. And in general, they are considered the deity of protection of Japan and the imperial house from like outside forces.
Mhm. Mhm.
Again, because the idea of protection from outside forces and the defenders of Japan is a very deeply ingrained myth of the Japanese people, like kamikaze, the again kamikaze, the kami
Mhm.
winds that sunk the Mongol invasion back in the day, and them trying to like conquer us and so on. That's all very like culturally significant to the Japanese culture.
And so I'm realizing now that the first goddess, who is the
Yeah,
goddess of the empirical house, is like the embodiment of that line. But this kami is the embodiment of who would theoretically protect that family line. Is that like a
kind
loose
of, yes.
interpretation?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
it's like, mm, yeah, the the deity of the king versus the deity of the king's guard,
Yeah, okay.
something like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
But the thing is that this is a ex-king, which is
Oh,
kind of
right. Yes, yes. Which
he is
the
this.
he's that what we talked about. He's the what you said.
Uh,
The
yeah,
person's
Tanoshi
soul
that
who
became
becomes.
a
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Go on.
yeah. Uh, Hiram, it's very funny you mention it. We'll come back to that. We'll look at that Inari shrine with 1,000 gates.
Hell
We'll look at
yeah,
that.
dude.
So the first mention of this guy is found in the Shoku Nihongi, which is a different source from those two ones. And it's a like if those were kind of more local but like general, that
Mhm.
is like state mandated. Like it's imperially approved history of prehistoric Japan, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And mm, mm, yeah, so in that source, it writes that the offerings were sent to the shrines of Hachiman in the event of conflict with the Korean kingdom of Silla.
Mm.
So, in case we get a conflict with those people, let's give offerings to this guy so he protects us.
Yeah.
And beginning in the Heian period, which is like 800 to 1000 AD or so, Hachiman became to receive worship from warriors such as the Seiwa Genji and the Taira Genji, who are these members of the Minamoto and Taira clans. And if there are some history buffs out there, you probably know about the Taira Minamoto like civil war. Like those are two clans that like fought with each other at some point. And interestingly enough, uh, those fame with those samurai clans later on spread it throughout Japan, which is why it's top three. But uh, one thing happened with how interconnected um, Shinto and Buddhism is that there was this theory in Middle Age Japan of Honji Sujaku theory, which is the theory actually, that's a theory from a bit later on, from the Meiji period, so that's 19th century. So that's theory according to which Indian Buddhist deities, so Buddhism deities, not Shinto, chose to appear in Japan as native kami to more easily convert and save the Japanese. So this
Ooh.
idea, so those different deities
Mhm.
became kami to appeal to the Japanese.
Yeah. When you say saved, do you mean saved in the same context that Christianity uses save, or is this a different save?
Maybe because it says convert and save the Japanese.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
And like, well, that's the idea of Buddhism, right? So to save people from the samsara and the constant struggle and so on.
Mhm.
That's probably what it means here.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And so this idea became more widespread. At some point, Hachiman was depicted in the clothes of a Buddhist monk, resulting in him becoming known as Hachiman the Kami in Buddhist attire, Sogyo Hachiman Shin. So it's this guy over here.
Yeah.
So we have
This guy.
let's let's trace it back. So we
Okay.
have an ex emperor of Japan becoming a kami,
Yeah.
being depicted in the Buddhist monk clothes to be a protector of Japan.
Oh, yeah. That's confusing.
That's a lot of layers.
Yeah.
Kind of like an ogre.
Kind
Let's say.
of. Yeah.
Anyway.
Just like just like an onion. Yep.
Yes, yes.
But that feels very similar to what we talked about earlier about World War II and the use of certain like belief systems and like ideologies to be propaganda. It feels a little bit akin to that. Whether or not it is probably neither here
Mm-hmm.
nor there, but if I look at it and I think about it, it's like, oh, so yeah, you're using it's almost like a sheep a wolf in sheep's clothing. Not that it's
Mm.
that intense, but it's like you're using
I
this to
mean,
kind of
yeah, that's kind of how it tracks. It's at some point,
yeah.
and something to bring up as well is the intent behind those uh, original sources of Shinto, right?
Mhm.
So as we've looked, um, those two main sources being Kojiki and Nihonshoki, there is an idea floating out there that it's kind of like well, this god, these gods created this god, and this god is the most important god. Like
Mm-hmm.
that idea is kind of um, later was created later than the actual gods themselves. So those gods being like the gods of a certain clan, it feels like it might have been the case where they were the gods of the of a specific clan before, and after that, a group of writers, made those records of ancient matters, trying to boost the importance of one specific deity to make that clan stand out uh, in front of all of the other clans. So it's
Yeah.
like again a sort of religion, religious political propaganda to boost up the standing of that specific clan, which later happened to be the Imperial House of Japan. So like Amaterasu
Wowee.
used to be like the titular deity of that clan, and let's boost it up. And oh, she's the most important one. That's what we're
Mm,
gonna write. And other
mm.
people would probably believe that as well. That was
Yeah.
the intention. All right, let's get back
Hell yeah.
to our business. Low RAM.
Yeah, being a troll as always.
Keep going, RAM. We'll like.
Just
Anyways,
yeah.
so uh, let's kind of
Yeah.
de-stress. Yes, let's decompose. Not decompose. That's not the word.
Let's
Let
decompose, baby.
I
Just
mean,
kidding.
yeah, eventually, but let's de-stress from all those syncretism and big wars and
Hmm.
big topics, and talk about the actual stuff that we'll see in connection with Shinto.
Yep.
One of the most iconic ones, which has been freaking used all throughout the presentation so far,
Mm.
this thing, which is Tori, right?
Yeah.
Or Tori gates, right? So uh, that is a type of gate that demarks the Shinto shrine territory. So usually it's the shrine through which you enter the shrine premises.
Hmm.
But as you can see here, the famous story at Itsukushima Shrine, that's not the case, right? You don't actually walk through water here. It's just
Hmm.
like a symbolic entrance sometimes.
Okay.
And literally, it means bird perch. So this is like a perch, a shop. Yeah, it's a lot of meanings here. And this one is a bird, right? So it's a bird perch. And one of the uh, ideas behind the etymology of it is that it was a bird perch on which the chicken sat when it called for Amaterasu to emerge from the cave. So, like, one of the uh, folk etymologies connected with that folk legend. And the thing is that, I mean, that's the case for the Japanese gates, but those
Hmm.
types of gates which are connected to shrines and temples, they're actually spread out all throughout Southeast Asia, right? So you will see different types of gates in, let's say, Vietnam or in Thai culture, and in I wouldn't say they are Torii because I think Torii are specifically Shinto shrine related, but again,
Hmm.
it's a symbol that tracks across several religions of the region. Okay. And
Oh, Hiro makes a fun statement, and I didn't even like think about it. But Kiriko's alt has
exactly,
a Tori. That's sick.
because she is a Shinto deity, and what is her like animal?
It's a fox.
Because she is from the Inari side of it all.
Yo, yo,
That's why she's a fox. Yeah, a fox spirit.
bruh.
She is a servant of Inari.
She's a servant of an. I need her lore so I can learn how it correlates. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you guys.
Okay, so yeah, Kitsune. Yeah,
Kitsune.
fox.
Fucking.
So here we have the famous 1000 Gates Shrine, which is in I don't want to make a mistake, but I think it's in Kyoto. Again, Kyoto, Osaka, and Nara are all very like close to each other.
Okay.
So, and here is the case where I think some of the nobles decided to start donating gates for like good fortune here,
Mm.
and here it's actually for a Fushimi Inari shrine, and that shrine is the head shrine for the Inari shrines all through Japan.
Ah, so there's a main, is there a main shrine for each of
Yes,
the primary deities?
yeah, and
Or
for
kami, I guess?
Inari, yeah, and for Inari is this one in Kyoto with all of those shrines.
Okay. That's awesome.
Uh, I think that's all I wanted to say here. If something comes up, I'll come back to it.
Yeah, okay.
And so, another thing that we see a lot is stuff like wrapped around in those like ropes
Mm-hmm.
and those little white paper streamers. And those are actually not that kind of streamer, not Nikki, but yeah, you
Yeah,
get what
no,
I mean.
not
Um,
me. I am a white streamer, but
well, yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, depends on what ice thinks that day. Okay, anyways.
Ah!
Um, anyways,
Oh.
so we're talking about Shimenawa and Shide. So Shimenawa is literally enclosing rope, right? Is that kind of rope. And
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Shide
mm-hmm.
is here she and de. So like she paper, de like hanging or like streamers, right? So together they are things that pop up a lot in Shinto places,
Mm-hmm.
and they one used to physically mark sacred Shinto spaces.
Yeah.
Like here we have a Hokora, which is a mini shrine with Shimenawa and Shide. They are used in again purification rituals, as we said, Harae and Misugi. For example, there is a specific like a wand, which is a stick with a bunch of those shide like paper streamers that you like you shake it to like basically sanctify a space or a ritual. For example, they use it during weddings.
Um, um, I wonder if I don't think that it probably is, but I want to look at the movie Studio Ghibli, The Cat
Mm-hmm.
Returns, because they have
Mm-hmm.
scenes of a wedding, and they have like a kind of a parade that leads up to her house whenever the
Yeah,
Cat
yeah, yeah,
King is
yeah, yeah.
arriving, and I'm wondering if any of this is depicted in that as well. I wouldn't be
I mean,
surprised.
it might be, it might be,
Yeah.
and the cat returns always like in Russian as well. The translation doesn't specifically get the idea across.
Uh-huh.
So in Russian, it's like the return of the cat, right?
Uh-huh.
And the cat returns, but that specific return that they use in the name is actually like return the favor.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes. And that
So
makes a lot more sense to the film.
yeah, like she saved the cat and he returns her the favor and so
Mhm.
on.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, and in general, those two items are used to attract kami, right?
Uh-huh.
To attract and enclose and enshrine them, right? So enclose and shrine them. And one neat thing I saw about Shimenawa is that it's again a lot of variation here, but sometimes it's made out of the like the left out of crops, specifically rice, of that year's harvest. So you make the rice, you have all of this stuff left behind, and you make
Mhm.
rope out of it, which Shimenawa is made out of. Which again connects the religion to the ground, to the earth, to Japan specifically, to the people, and so on.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay. So again, here we see a mini shrine which is called Hokora, with Shide and Shimenawa.
Mhm.
And here we have a Shinboku, which is a sacred tree with Shimenawa and Shide around it, right? And Shinboku is the next one. That's the next one. So Shinboku is a type of what's called a Shintai, which is a
Mm.
body of kami. So as we've said, Shinto shrines they enshrine a kami, and not just shrines enshrine a kami, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they can be contained in lots of different items, places, uh, natural objects, and so on. So here we have an example of a Shintai, which is a Shinboku, a sacred tree. But actually, Mount Fuji is also a Shintai. There is a kami of Mount Fuji, which is why one of the parts why Mount Fuji is in the UNESCO, not as an like a geographic natural item,
Mm-hmm.
but for its cultural significance.
Ah, I want to write that down.
So the most common Shintai are man-made objects like mirrors, swords, jewels. For example, commas-shaped stones called magatama. Yeah, we've talked about those. Gohei, which, as I've said, are the ones used during religious rites,
Uh-huh.
and sculptures of kami called shinzo. Literally images of kami, shinzo. But they can also be natural objects such as rocks, shin ishi, yeah, sacred rocks,
Mm-hmm.
mountains, as we can see here, Shintai-zan, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
Fuji is a Shintai-zan, yeah, a literally a body of Kami mountain, yeah. And
Ah.
Shinboku, sacred trees, and waterfalls are also waterfalls can also enshrine, contain Kami. Shintaki, they're called Shintaki waterfalls.
Mm-hmm. This is really like harkening back to that sentiment you made with the I forget the last one, but the emperor who became a kami of like
Mm-hmm.
even if it's different, it I'm extrapolating it of layers because it's like you need to have the shrine which houses the shintai, which houses the kami, and it's like all these different layers of like protection. It's not
Well,
just like
yeah, yeah. So the relation between the shrine and the Shintai is not kind of one to one.
yeah.
So as we can see here, the first role of a shrine is to house and protect its Shintai and the kami which inhabits it. If a shrine has more than one building, the one containing the Shintai is called Honden, and because it is meant for the exclusive use of the kami, it is always closed to the public and is not used for prayer or religious ceremonies. Like it's
Ah.
literally just the house for the kami. Nobody goes in there. That's just this guy over there.
And like is there no like individual, no like person who can like does anything for this house? It's just the house is there and that's it?
Well, it's a part of a shrine complex, right? So there is the one with the monks and the people who watch over the shrine and so on. And
Uh-huh.
obviously, I actually don't know if they clean it or whatever.
Yeah,
But there
okay.
is this specific like building which is not usually
Okay,
mm,
okay.
like
That is
visited,
so
right?
interesting. Yeah. It's like
So,
in
mhm.
our in my parents' house, we had the sala and it's like the space that nobody goes and sits in and you just look at it from a
Mm,
distance.
interesting. And why is that?
Uh predominantly it was a like I think it's a socioeconomic thing of like when you have a house and you can have an extra room, you want to show your wealth and like prestige by like
Interesting.
not having anyone touch it. And so when people come to the home, you're like, wow, that's a very beautiful space that you have. And then the rest of the house is for like usage. I don't know if there's any sort of like religious or spiritual significance, but I definitely know, at least in a socioeconomic sense,
Mm,
that's how it was. But
that's
it,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, just it might not be connected at all though. So
I
please.
mean, who knows? Yeah, like we just said, precision wells. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so the Shintai is the body of Kami. So the Shintai leaves the Honden only during festivals, right? Matsuri, right?
Yep.
When it is
Yep.
put in a divine palanquin, which is called Mikoshi.
Oh, what's a pelican? Palanquin.
Palanquin is like a, in like in movies, the little carriage for a person which other people like carry on their like shoulder and in
Ah,
their arms. Like that's a
uh-huh.
palanquin.
Okay, okay, okay.
And like here is obviously empty because there is a kami in there, there's nobody else in there, and
Mhm,
people
mhm.
just kind of carry it around with the kami in there.
Okay.
If you remember in Howl's Moving Castle, the witch, like she was in one of those.
Yeah, she was in one. I
Yeah,
remember. And her
stuff
little.
like that.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And here we have a Mikoshi in a familiar font that I pulled out from the my Night City Japanese slide
Uh huh.
because Mikoshi kind of popped up before
Uh
to
huh.
literally a certain Jonas Hillerhand telling V, we gotta get to the fucking Saka Tower and into Mikoshi,
That
right?
was excellent. Yeah.
Wake the
Yep.
fuck up, samurai. Yeah,
Makoshi mentioned.
because again, it's a separate place to store spirits, and
Mm.
in case of Cyberpunk, it was like the what are they called? Like the copies of human minds
Uh
are stored
huh.
in there like on a server, right? So it's
Mm.
like again a separate place to put souls slash spirits in. Yeah,
Do
the
you think that was
engrams. Yeah,
do
yeah.
you think that was intentional?
Oh, 100%.
Whoa, that's sick, dude. No wonder
I'm
you
like,
love that freaking game.
yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
I remember how I was talking to you, like, I see the connections between my previous, like, all the talks that I'm gonna give.
Uh-huh.
That's what I was talking about.
That's awesome.
Not in
Yeah.
this one, but in the future ones, there are also like cross pollination, I guess, with cyberpunk, just kind of
Can't
peering
wait.
in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it. And it's a good through line for especially our
Yeah,
conversation since you've been providing this information. This through line is now helping myself and others stay like, I don't know, connected with the concepts. That's awesome.
yeah. And moving on to the next part, which people probably know a lot, is called Emma, which is these wooden plaques, which are used to write prayers or wishes, and usually hang them at the shrine, as in like kami for kami to read and to make it come true.
Mhm.
Remember, it's all done to like in the form of sacrifice or an offering to a god to bring me good fortune is something that I want. It's kind of transactional, and that's what's happening here. And the name Emma is kind of interesting. It's kind of quirky because it literally means picture horse. Yeah, E is picture, Ma is horse. Because like traditionally, this was about offerings being brought into the shrine by a horse, right? So you
Oh.
would hang something on a horse, the horse would ride into the shrine, and they would take it off, and so on. But horses were kind of expensive back then, and somebody was like, "But what if I draw a horse and I write the stuff that I want on the drawing, and I just
Mm.
hang it there?"
Mm.
And everyone was like, "Damn, that's way cheaper than getting a horse. Let's all do that."
Who was that innovator? Who did that? That's
Oh, I don't
amazing.
know. I don't know.
This is this and the hokora, the tiny
Yeah,
shrine, the mini shrines. Both of those, to those of you who aren't paying attention, appear in Silent Hill F, which is super fun. These are in that one scene where I think you're having to flip them over to
yeah,
read
yeah,
what
yeah,
they
yeah.
are, and then the shrines are all the ones where you can purify yourself and get new abilities and
Again,
stuff. Super sick.
purify yourself
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm listening, Alex. I'm listening. Go on.
for once. Anyways,
Okay.
uh, and one other thing that you see a lot in Silent Hill F, and you get at the Shinto Shrine, which I didn't get the time to make a separate slide on, is called Mamori, like
Mm,
Omamori, right? The little talismans you get. That
yes.
comes from uh, 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 Mamoru, right? To protect. So
Oh,
Omamori
interesting.
are the protectors,
Uh huh. Huh.
and they are done with, so like they're like little baggies, right? And inside those baggies are a little scripts, usually with a spell or some kind of wish as well. They put in there and you sew it up,
Oh.
and you just kind of you don't look at it anymore. Like it's again with what was it called? Honden. Like it's left to itself. It's not to be disturbed.
Ah,
It's left to do its
interesting.
job, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like out of sight, out of mind, kind of thing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and those are the things that you get at the Shinto Shrine during the New Year's season. So moving first, we'll move on to the New Year traditions soon after that. But the
Mm-hmm.
first thing that I wanted to look at is some of the Shinto influences of all of the stuff that we've talked so far in modern day Japan.
Let's do it.
So one is the connection between Shinto and Japan corporations. So, for example, some modern corporations, such as the cosmetic company Shiseido, right, the one of the big ones, they continue to revere and to worship Inari as a patron kami, and they even have shrines, Inari shrines, atop their corporate headquarters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, is this idea of it being again a kami of good fortune, of I don't know, manufacturing, of harvest, and so on, uh, which makes it appealing for corporate entities to approve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But to this day, there are a lot of companies and basically a lot of people actually in Japan who can trace their family all the way to like the samurai era days.
Yeah.
And let's say that person starts a company, but they have a patron kami from all the way back. So theoretically, it wouldn't be too far fetched to say that that company that they have has a patron kami as well, right? So that's one of the extents that you can make.
Yeah. How interesting. And we talked about it a little bit, like just how the correlation between like religion versus like just having like a almost like inherent belief in things like this. Um, and then something else that just came to mind, and it's not necessarily the same perhaps, but like I think about certain buildings who like establish like gargoyles outside of their like
Mm,
their structures where the maybe it's like they just move into the building or they have it placed on the building, but just the idea of like protection and stuff, how
mm.
those sort of, I don't know, it just is very reminiscent of, even if it might not be the same.
What came to mind to me is what's the name of that saint which is like worshipped by the cartel or stuff?
Oh, I don't know. But I feel like I've heard of this. Does anybody in chat know by chance?
I guess it's saint, the saint of death or something.
And you said it's worshipped by the cartel?
Yeah, like they mentioned in the Breaking Bad. That's where I know it from. But
Uh,
there is yeah, Sagrado Muerto. That's one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ah,
Something like that. Basically, it's a type of saint who is uh again, it's more like symbolic, I guess, because she is the like the symbol of death, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of um like to oppose it, we pray to it and stuff, like that
Yeah.
we are not afraid of death and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Again, the first thing that comes to mind is Lord of the Rings, where they yell death, that one. Yeah, but
Okay.
here it's more like it's a specific like patron who helps and protects them,
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh, how interesting. Okay. Yeah. And so basically it's showing how this basically indigenous belief system has been carried
Hmm.
through even to modern times where
Yeah.
there's this usage, even if it's like, yeah, okay.
And the second one I wanted to talk about is something that I asked Nikki during our pre-stream kind of test, which is what's one of the telltale signs of Japanese business?
Go ahead, guys. What
Like
do you
when
think
you
the
think
answer
when
is?
you think Japanese business as opposed to, let's say, American one, what is something that pops to mind? And like the style that they I don't know, advertise, and the style that they, I don't know, uphold themselves and stuff. Honor, okay. Anything else?
I just want you guys to know I did say robots. I did say robots.
You said like high tech,
I
like
did,
technology
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
AI and whatnot. They speak Japanese.
Wow, thanks,
Excellent.
gay elephant. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. GG gay. GG gay.
Technology.
You get a gold star. Money
Yeah,
dirty? Oh, oh, oh.
yeah, Zai, that's kind of tracks with, defilement and purification and so on, a little bit.
Yeah.
But what I, um, well, actually, honor and all of that stuff traces back to the samurai specifically, and not exactly like Shinto stuff. But what I wanted to bring up is the constant use of mascots, right? So any product, any kind of service, any kind of like company, they would have a mascot, most probably with a name, with kind of some mm, like impersonation, yeah, marketing stuff, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And in a way, I feel like it traces back to kami being these anthropomorphic entities first and foremost.
Yep, yep, yep.
Avoiding the number four is a language stuff, is a language thing actually. We might look into that later after we're
Oh,
done with
yeah.
all the Shinto influences stuff. So I can see how having a patron kami who has a personality, who has a specific way they're portrayed, how
Mhm.
it could be um, how it could be traced to the use of mascots, which is basically an anthropomized version of the thing that you are talking about as well,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Harkening back,
And
guys, to the term Alex gave us, animistic, which is to give life to inanimate objects. Boom.
yes, 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 yes. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is again something that I personally thought about is what do you think of when you think Japanese mechs, Nikki?
What do I think? What do you think of when you think Japanese mechs? I think about like Gundam Wing, like like you're in the suit, but they're like very like human looking, but they're like pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Um,
think.
what sounds do they make?
Uh, you talked about this. They talk. They're like Iron Man shit. Like system overloaded. Please eject yourself now, or else death is imminent.
I'm trying very hard to not make a joke about eject yourself.
Ah,
Um,
what?
anyways, um, so yeah, I feel like they talk to you, right? So they announce stuff, and if we look at the Gundams of like specifically Power Rangers, when they like announce how uh when they announce the move they're about to make, right?
Mhm.
So like
Yeah.
this attack, that actually traces to Kendo, which is the Japanese fencing,
Oh,
because you're
okay.
supposed to be announcing the attack that you're about to make because it's again about honor. It's about the person knowing the attack that you're about to make and being fully prepared for them. But even despite that, you best them.
Ooh, that's fun.
But
Didn't know
here,
that.
what I talk about is it talks to you like a separate, again, anthropomorphic entity, which might have come from the Japanese public transport, because in my experience, the loudest thing that you will hear on the Japanese public transportation system is the constant fucking PA and all sorts of announcements, and not the actual trains themselves. You would have a separate chime for every specific station that you're on. You would have the announcements for what, like where the train comes, where the train goes, what kind of train is it, and what lane it is, and everything like overlaps and it gets very loud and overwhelming.
Mm,
But is this feeling that um, yes, actually, Peaches. That's why they announce their abilities. That's why, in my opinion, I think so.
mhm.
So all in all, with all that noise, it feels like the city itself talks to you.
Yeah.
And again, when you build on the culture of kami and everything around you being anthropomorphic and Yayorozu no kami, there being a myriad of them around you, it kind of starts to make sense where it all comes from.
Yeah.
Again, if it's actually the case, or is it us being pleasure-seeking monkeys? I don't know. It might have been the latter, but it's kind of interesting, so I decided to talk about it.
Well, yeah, I do think it's really interesting. I think it uh it is almost like the most human thing to try and make sense of and like give symbolic meaning to something. And so that is like the foundation of what sounds like Shinto. And like it would only make sense to also be able to find it in modern day, whether it's like we talked about subconsciously created and cultivated and brought into it, or like consciously brought into it. It just feels
Yeah.
like that's just what they've done, that's what they do, and that's it's fucking rad. And like I like the way that you explain it because it does give me something to think about if I ever make it to Japan, but also just in the context of like the belief system versus how it could populate in a more modern sense. Like it just gives me so much more to consider and
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah. And to come back to what chat you said, yeah, Yayorozu is this one. Let me trace all the way back. Yeah, this one. Yayorozu no Kami, literally 8 million coming, not coming, Kami, mean an innumerable amount of them. Yeah, a myriad of them, which is actually myriad is also a real number that we just don't use anymore in the meaning of lots of something.
Whoa, myriad? Really?
Yeah,
Myriad? Wow.
yeah.
Fun.
Oh, spoilers.
Spoiler.
And
Close your eyes.
there was the number four discussion. Said it? Who said it? Weren't
I think
they?
it was Koga, maybe?
Yeah, Koga. That's right. So number four can be read two ways. Like in English, you can say um, two or a double or a twofer, whatever. Right?
Uh,
Different words for the same thing.
uh-huh.
It can be yon, or it can be she. Right?
Huh.
And in this reading, she, yeah, for example, when they for some reason when they count like reps, like during sports, they go ichi ni san shi, they use the
Mm-hmm.
she there, but
Mm-hmm.
that she is also she, and that's the katakana spelling of it, so
Mm-hmm.
it's just another letter.
Yeah.
This also means death. It's another reading for the word death.
Ah.
So shinu, yeah, to die, can also be read as she. Yeah, and it's a part of like when you use it in compounds, yeah, in compound words, it will go
Mm-hmm.
she. So for example, like shibosha, it will be like deceased. Like in some cases, like an X amount of people deceased, yeah, will
Mm.
go number shibosha. Like so many
Yeah.
people have died in that case.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the death one. That's why they skip over that number in different contexts. Yeah. So for example,
Uh-huh.
in some buildings you won't have the fourth floor.
Uh-huh.
Nobody wants the death floor.
No. That's why we don't want the 13th floor either.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Um,
in the land which gets like ravaged by earthquakes and tsunami and whatever, you kind of want to avoid that as much as possible.
oh, how interesting. Yeah.
And because if there is death, it means it's kagare and it's defilement, and you need to get purified from it.
Ah.
Another connection there.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like how we skip 13 here, just an unfortunate number. But in our case, it's completely irrational. In here, there's at least some logic behind it.
Yeah.
Maybe there is some connection with 13 out there. I'm just not familiar with it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so moving on from all those big picture stuff, let's get into the New Year tradition stuff. So the first one is the easiest one. Is the osoji, literally meaning big cleaning, which is this idea of the pre-New Year cleaning. Again, go back to Studio Ghibli stuff.
Eh.
Uh, where did I put it actually? Hold on.
Likey.
Here it is.
You'll have to switch from the presentation if you want to show something.
Yeah. Talking about. Let me turn it off for a second. Yeah, I'll give everyone a little pause.
Pause
Uh,
time. Enjoy your lurk
yeah.
hookah.
So just wanted to show off that I got a little present from my friend, which is a. Oh, let me. Come on. Here it is. Let me turn it off.
You can post it in the Discord
Here
too
it
if you
is.
want. Okay.
Here it is. Yeah. So this is a recipe book for Studio Ghibli anime
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
It's so cute!
Yeah. Like for example,
Big Mac, I'm so happy you're enjoying it. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for
show
supporting Alex.
something you
He's
would
awesome.
recognize.
What a cool guy. Big brain. That's why he's a big head.
Yeah, that's why I'm not an anthropologist. I got a BA.
Yeah,
Got a
okay.
big A. Where is it? Actually, here it is. That's a different guy. In a moment. Hold on. It has the Calcifer breakfast from Howl's Moving Castle.
Yum. Yeah.
It has the. Where was it? Kiki chocolate cake.
Oh my god! I need this recipe book. That's so fun. 30 more days, Poke. I love you so fucking much. Thank you for the resubscribe. Mwah.
Oh, here it is. It has the cookies from the Cat Returns.
There it is. Oh my god, I need this book, dude. What the heck? That's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Now let's maybe get one more.
Pretty freaking thing. Be making that breakfast every day since I saw the movie. My cholesterol isn't happy. Yeah. Yeah. But like it's worth it, you know? We die fat and happy.
And some onigiri from Spirited Away, apparently.
Hell yeah. Yeah, whenever
Yeah.
she eats a little bit of onigiri to make herself feel better, she starts sobbing.
Uh-huh.
Die happy, baby.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's awesome. But that ties into we talk about Studio Ghibli because it correlates to a lot of the content, yeah? Like this new year, this new cleaning, like all of
Yeah.
that.
And so, exactly, um, it is done to drive the evil spirits away. And those evil spirits that are driven away by cleaning are depicted in some of the Studio Ghibli stuff as well. Yeah, the little dust specks and the what do you call them?
The soot sprites.
Yeah, soot sprites. That's the ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, little soot sprites with little eyes. Again, very anthropomorphized.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that you kind of drive away during this osoji. Again, it's kind of personal, but in one of the videos of a Japanese girl talking about her New Year's traditions, yeah, explaining them, uh, she talked about osoji as being something that you do where you clean stuff that you don't clear like on the regular. like
Mhm.
scrubbing down the walls kind of cleaning, like completely just squeaky clean all around.
Yeah. A
Yeah,
deep
yeah,
ass
that
clean.
cookbook is pretty common, so you
I get
can
it.
just get one.
Hell yeah, dude.
And again, what's a Shinto tradition without kami? And one of the idea for this New Year's cleaning is to welcome Toshigami-sama as in the New Year's kami. So it's the kami who is the patron of the New Year. And
Mhm.
originally the word Toshi, where is it? Originally the word Toshi, yeah, which right now
Mhm.
means year, used to mean harvest. So it's the New Year's
Ah.
harvests kami.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. And
This is so
let's
cool.
go here first, then we come back.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
another tradition is pretty simple. It's called the Hatsumoode, which is just the first visit to a Buddhist temple or a Shinto shrine in the new year. And during that first visit in the new year, you can, one, get the omamori that we've talked about, right? The little talismans.
Mhm.
You can get what we can see here, which is known as a hamaya, which literally means an evil destroying arrow. What? Evil destroying arrow. That's kind of metal.
That is
And
kind of fucking metal.
yeah, and it is set up in a specific way in the house. It is set on top of roofs facing northeast. It's supposed to face northeast or kimon, which is, as we can see here, kimon, uses this kanji, which means the Oni's gate. Is the direction from which Oni are traditionally believed to come. So Oni is kind of like an ogre or demon, right? Uh, and for some reason they come from the northeast.
Oh, okay, so the only and I love actually hearing about the direction, like how direction correlates to
You have no
spirituality.
idea. I went to into such a like a rabbit hole with directions with Chinese
Isn't that-
because um, because Feng Shui has different elements compared to the ones we know from like Avatar. There are
mm-hmm.
five of them. They
Oh god.
kind of play a five-piece game of rock paper scissors where they are either destroy or boost each other, and through that, connected with yin and yang, you
Uh-huh.
get a system of eight directions, which like connects to the Chinese zodiac signs. So so elements plus zodiac signs gives us 12 times 5, a 60-year calendar, which is why right now it's a fire horse year, because the fire is one of the Chinese elements of Feng Shui. And yeah, it's a whole deal. It's a lot.
Holy shit. That's a lot of layers.
Yeah.
That's one
So,
big ogre. Go on.
oh yeah, that's a lot of layers. Yeah. And coming back to our evil destroying arrows,
Yes.
um, they are set up as a part of a ceremony to ward off evil from newly constructed buildings as well. And it is customary to give these arrows or hamayumi. Hamayumi being the like the bow, the golden bow that
Mm-hmm.
actually shoots these evil destroying arrows
Mm-hmm.
to newborns for their Hatsuzeki. Hatsuzeki, again, Hatsu first. Hatsuzeki is the first annual festival, which is a festival which celebrates. It's kind of like a group birthday kind of thing
Oh. A
for
group birthday as in like a group of people? Like a birthday for a group of people?
like like obviously there's the actual birth date when
Uh-huh.
you get brought into this world, and that's what you will write in your like papers and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
But you come to this festival and all of the people turn the next age over during that festival kind of thing.
Ah, okay, so it's not something that's like necessarily common like here per se, but it is a practice there. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and here we can see an example of that pairing of the bow with the arrows for a New Year's decoration with for a family with a baby boy. Yeah, like you would gift something like that to a family with a newborn, for example.
Yeah. I think it's
And the
so no, no, go ahead, go ahead.
and the idea for just getting an arrow and not the bow is that, well, you have the arrow that points toward the demons, and the bow actually is something that the kami wields. So you just point it, and the kami will do the shooting.
Like inherently you have the bow is what it's trying to say. Like sometimes you don't get the bow because you have it within you.
Like not you, but the kami that is in the shrine that's near
Oh.
you, kind of
Oh,
thing.
oh, oh, yes. Okay, okay, okay.
Like it's a wireless kind of bow, you know.
Oh, okay. Bluetooth, got
Like
it.
Bluetooth kind of. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Bluetooth
Okay.
devices ready to pair. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, jeez. That's awesome.
Anyway, yeah.
It's so sick to like give a newborn a freaking evil destroying arrow.
You know what that made me think of? The freaking Disney Hercules.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he have like a little golden bow as a little
I think
kid?
so. He was like gifted it from the other gods or some shit. I think
Yeah, yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
fun.
Interesting how much ancient Greece comes up, huh?
Oh, curious. Maybe
Anyways,
something weird. Okay.
yeah.
With the
Actually,
lightning bolt, yeah.
the lightning bolt. Well, lightning bolt means like thunder, means Susano, the god of rain and seas. Anyways,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
Thor being the god of thunder.
There's lots of through lines here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
almost like there's a science that deals with people that tries all that kind of stuff. Oh,
I love
we
it.
good? We good?
I love it.
Yeah. And the last one that I wanted to take a look at, one of the traditions of Hatsumode is again, we talk about fortune, we talk about like offerings to bring good fortune, is a tradition that, again, in the West is also pretty common, is fortune telling. But here
Mm-hmm.
it's wrapped up into um, Shinto. And a fortune like slip is called like omikuji. And
Omikuji.
here we actually have a website where we can pull a omikuji over the web. Come on, come on, you work. I know you work. Okay, technical difficulties. Hold on.
Yep, no problem. You take your time.
Yeah,
This is something that we can also link for you guys as well if you want to try it. It is all in Japanese, but maybe your browser can what's it called?
yeah. Hey
Uh
Liz, come on, auto translate.
yeah, that. It might be able to. I don't know.
Okay, so that one, for some reason, is kind of broken. Maybe because I have another one open already. Because I
Mm.
have the slip that Nikki had pulled before stream open right now. So the link is.
Guys, get ready for the freaking
Mhm.
link.
This is the link if anyone is looking.
Oh
Oh,
shit. So,
wow.
wow.
Right.
Um right. Can someone can a mod post the link in chat?
Right.
Right. Right. If you
Let me DM it to you.
yeah. There it is, baby. Thank you, Liz.
Oh, okay.
You without translation? Okay, well, gay. Don't mind that. Okay, just as a reminder, everybody, this is what's
But
going on
really
here.
not open if I have it open.
But click that link. Oh,
There's no
The heck?
open?
The dock gave me an issue. It wasn't opening for me. Hold on, let me
Okay.
try it again. Oh wait, no, it's trying. No. Interesting. Yeah, it won't open. Does anybody else? Can anybody else open it? That's okay. That's okay, Liz. No problem. You are so fine. It's totally fine.
Okay, so let's look at the slip that Nikki had pulled out then.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Maybe maybe it'll start working after that.
Auto translated, dude. Okay, that's kind of sick. Let me open up a new window and just see if it opens.
You can see it, okay? Yeah.
Yep, I can see it. Everybody
Good,
else
right.
can too.
Hold on. We open up chat. Here it is. Ah, okay. Yeah. Uh, so first, it's not a bullshit prediction that only gives you good stuff. You can actually pull out a bad fortune telling, uh, and it goes like bad fortune, like really bad fortune, okay fortune, uh, fortune, small fortune, middle fortune, big fortune,
Yeah.
and Nikki pulled out the fortune. So literally, here we have
Drink some water,
okay,
Alex,
where
if
is
you
it?
have some.
Yeah, okay. So here we have middle and good fortune.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I'm sorry, that's actually not middle, that's half. So half good fortune.
Okay.
And so again, it's fully in Japanese, but I got
Mm-hmm.
to sit with it a little bit. And actually, the main prediction here
Mm-hmm.
is as follows. So pay attention to the stuff you've lost and you've forgotten. That's one.
Yeah.
Um,
Stuff I've lost and stuff I've
Nakanaka.
forgotten.
Mm, like if you don't pay thorough attention to it, you will regret it.
Okay, wait. Can you? Not that I believe in any of this stuff or anything, but what did that first part say again? Pay attention to the stuff I've forgotten and
You've
lost.
lost and you've lost and you've forgotten. Yes.
Forgotten. Pay attention. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Let
Just
me double check here. Yeah, if you don't find it, Nakanaka is like yeah, if you don't look for it thoroughly, basically is one of the translations that would be okay. If you don't look for it, you will regret it. Yeah.
Oh shit. That's
And
like
here,
that feels like a threat.
well, you gotta have fortune, okay? You should have tried harder.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I should have tried harder.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
And here, again, it goes like field by field.
Hmm.
So you would have, let me make it a little bigger. Here it is. So like in relation to the stuff you asked for,
Hmm.
in relation to love, in
Hmm.
relation to here says uh machibito, like the person you're waiting for, stuff like that. And
Hmm.
like business stuff, travel stuff, study stuff, and health stuff. One
Okay.
the easiest one would be health stuff. Is pay attention to your food, y'all.
Yeah, pay attention to your food.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the one that threw me for a loop was the love one actually, because they just threw in an idiom in there. Like I had to track it down.
Uh-huh.
It's actually a very like pretty one. Warao kado, I think. Oh, kade. Warao kado ni wa fuku kitaru. Literally, uh, through the smiling gates, uh, good fortune will come. So like, if you are like merry and happy, good stuff will come to you.
Okay, okay. Everybody, you could take that with you. You could take that with you. I like that. I'm gonna keep smiling.
Yeah, 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 kind
It's
of,
like
something
it's
like
like
that.
this fortune is like that old creepy man who like stops you in the middle of the road and is like, "You'd be prettier if you kept smiling."
Kind of, yeah. Again, the
Alex, are you
studying
tired of my
stuff.
shit yet?
Never. I
uh,
mean, never.
okay.
コツコツやることで最後に節を絞る。
Was anybody able to get the link to work or no? I'm fairly certain that it probably didn't work. Is hybrid, please. Please.
mm, maybe we crashed it.
Yeah, maybe. Too many of us wanted to get on there.
Anyways, so コツコツやることで最後に実を結ぶ。Right? So, like, let's just open up the freaking gshow.org and just toss it in there, just so you will understand.
Oh yeah, by the way, just listen. No worries,
Oh,
Poke. Thank you so much. Yeah,
yes.
I'll see if I can figure that out after stream. It might not be possible because
コツコツ
America, but
steadily やること
steadily.
で I mean like through doing steadily, yeah, through was the um keep calm and carry on, yeah, through
Okay.
carrying on,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
最後に finally, and here it's みを結ぶ literally get to tie the truth, meaning like to come to a conclusion, to get to the desired outcome.
I like the to
Literally,
bear fruit. Like that translates
yeah,
fairly well for me.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the steadiness, continuing to just continue and go and go.
Keep calm and carry on.
Keep calm and carry on, baby.
Yeah, but this is the like more, I don't know, like EDM field stuff, but it
Yeah.
has the more literal, uh, literal stuff that you can be on the lookout for. So here
Yeah.
we have lucky stuff, lucky
Mm.
stuff, and unlucky stuff, which is
Okay.
very coincidental because this is the negative. So yeah, in English. So
Ah.
lucky item would be Christmas tree. So your lucky item for this year is a Christmas tree.
I
Be on the
know.
lookout for that.
I have to be on the lookout for a fucking Christmas tree, guys. It's gonna be my lucky
Yeah.
thing.
So your lucky spot, your lucky spot would be Kikonski, which is a wedding ceremony.
My lucky spot will be a wedding ceremony.
Which is, where did you go before that
Literally,
yesterday?
yeah, I literally went to a wedding ceremony yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Crazy.
So your lucky person would be 同僚、仕事仲間 would be your colleague or coworker.
My wait, say that again?
Colleague or coworker.
Oh yeah, like a colleague or a coworker. Sick. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So your lucky color is this yellow, like gold
Yeah.
yellow.
Yeah. I like it. That's a very pretty
And
color.
yeah, and let's look at the unlucky stuff. So unlucky item would be protein.
Yeah. Protein.
And thing is, I think like there's the Japanese word for protein, like in the micronutrients
Hmm.
protein. That'll be タンパク質. And that's not it. That's like whey protein. That's
Ah.
like a supplement protein.
Ah. Interesting. Okay.
Because if we do that and we do that,
Oh, so don't. So okay, in the context of luck and unluck or unluck, lucky and
yeah,
unlucky, yeah. Um like what is the how is that how is that perceived in Japanese
how does that
culture?
manifest?
Yeah, like because for unlucky, if I think about it, I'm like, okay, I'm avoiding that. Like that's going to be the bad thing for me. Is it the same or is that like is there a different way that like manifests and how
I
people
mean,
would
yeah, yeah, that tracks. I mean,
Okay.
I personally haven't encountered a Japanese person to pull out a omikuji and to behave in a way of what it tells them. I
Okay.
just know
Yeah.
that it exists and that you can pull a good or bad fortune out of it, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So I know of it. I don't know the cultural, like significance, the cultural intertwinings of it with other aspects of the person's life,
Okay. Okay. Cool.
which is a very long-winded way of saying I don't fucking know. Get off my
Okay.
ass.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. My bad. Sorry. Sorry, teacher.
Hmm.
Didn't mean to ask a question.
Yeah. So
Learn
the
my lesson.
unlucky spotto,
Uh huh.
yeah, would be onsui pool, yeah, a hot water pool. So that's an
Yeah.
unlucky person. And finally, your unlucky person would be Sega Takehito. It would be a tall person.
Yeah. So I have to
So
watch
if you
out
see
for.
a
Yeah.
tall person in a hot water pool
Uh-huh.
with a protein shake in their hand,
Yeah.
like, fuck that, I'm getting
Y-
the fuck out of
Walk.
here.
Yeah, and then walk out the door. Got it. Okay.
But what
Understood.
if they have a golden swimsuit?
I gotta stick around just a minute longer just to see what the hell's up.
And they're like, oh, here's my Christmas tree that I've just put up.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do? And then I'm at a
And
wedding.
yeah,
I don't know. Then I'm basically
let's
like,
say
okay,
it
I'm
together.
fucked.
You need to keep calm and carry on.
Oh, keep calm and carry on. You're right. I'm sorry. Keep calm and carry
Just
on.
just be careful with the food.
Just be careful with the whey protein. Yes.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
Oh shit. Dude, this is so fun. I genuinely hope we can get yeah, Zai, sorry. It was this specific link we were trying to get to work. I'm hoping we'll be able to figure it out, but we might not, so who knows. But this was so much fun.
And if I come back to home, yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
know. It worked literally before stream.
Maybe if you like, yeah, maybe if you put in just the word without the actual link into like a search bar and it pops up the website, maybe you can get it through there. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys for the follows as well. Also, please go and follow Alex as well. This is who we're talking with right now.
Yeah, but basically, that's it for me. ご視聴ありがとうございました皆さん. Thank you everyone for listening. And this is like a talk slash, I don't know, discussion, FAQ kind of section of it all. If there is anyone listening, if there's anyone who has questions, anyone who wants to talk about it, you're welcome. Nikki, let's start with you.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to can you put it back on your face so everybody can see you? First and foremost, I just want to thank you very much for having this talk. Alex is currently attempting to what did you say? It's your thesis?
Yeah.
Your thesis. Alex is literally like working his fucking ass off, going and like teaching and doing working on his thesis and doing everything else, and he took time out of his entire schedule to make this happen, and I am so fucking grateful, dude. You are so incredible, so talented, so smart. Thank you for the time, genuinely.
Yeah, and thank you for giving me the platform. As I've said, I don't remember when it was, but you giving me the platform all the way back for Night City Japanese kind of helped me a lot. Yeah, to like ground myself, to remind myself of the knowledge and the skills that I have, and to remind why I like the language in the first place. Which again, then I use that for open lessons. I use that for my intro in Japanese and so much and so on. And that was all with you, Nikki. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just like listening to you talk about stuff, and I hope that all of you guys liked it as well. I do not necessarily have any questions. I asked you pretty much all the questions that I had when we had our 30-minute chat. But if anybody else in chat has a question, wants to discuss something further, please consider doing so. I think that it would be super fun if after like Alex, you've gotten like some of your stuff sorted out and you have maybe more time after everything's done, maybe we can explore more topics because I know there's like a million and one things that you'd be interested in, but if that's a thing you want to. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah. Have you ever played
What is
Ghostwire Tokyo?
no, 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 no. But I know that there is a lot of like again Tory visuals in there.
Oh, that's fun.
Actually, thanks for reminding me of Okami, the Capcom game that Nikki mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So a thing about that game, where the one with the wolf, yeah,
Yeah.
it is about Amaterasu, but she's not Amaterasu Omikami, not the one that we know. She is Amaterasu Okami, which she is also considered to be the goddess of the sun, but it's not the same name here. And actually, the name Okami is a pun, because as
Huh?
we've seen, Okami can be, the big deity, as in Inari Okami, but Okami on in itself means wolf.
Oh, it does?
Yeah,
Oh. So is that game has more wolf elements than it does fox elements?
it has only wolf elements,
Only wolf
because it doesn't
elements.
have fox elements because it's not about Inari. It's about
Ah.
Amaterasu. So it's a
Ah.
wolf. It's a white wolf with like sun and fire elements on it.
Ah, interesting.
But Amaterasu doesn't traditionally have a form of a white wolf in her depictions.
So they took a lot of liberties with that then. Or some
Yeah,
liberties maybe, I guess.
and
Oh,
actually there is a
interesting.
story which they track about Susanoo, because Susanoo, on top of being an asshole who made Amaterasu go into a cave and
Mm-hmm.
being the god of thunder and rain and the seas,
Mm-hmm.
he is also a dragon slayer.
Ah,
and
interesting.
and the sword that he used to slay the dragon later on became the one of the regal signs, the regal emblems of the Imperial House of Japan.
Ah, like actually? Or
Yeah,
in oh. What the holy shit, that's actually really fun. What the hell? Yeah, that's sick.
like there are three elements of the like regal signs of the Imperial House of Japan, which
Mm-hmm.
again people are not allowed to see. So there are only like artists like
Oh.
depictions of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One is that sword from that legend.
Yeah.
Another is a jade piece of like a jade stone
Mm-hmm.
in that comma shape.
Oh, the what did you call it again?
Magatam, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the third one
How
I don't
interesting.
remember.
Dude, that is so fucking cool. Does anybody have any other questions that they want to pose? If not, that's totally fine. Um, we know that this was a lot of information, but it was super fucking cool. You guys also please go and follow Alex. I know Alex, you're busy with life and everything, but he also wants to start streaming and possibly
Mm-hmm.
doing stuff like this on his channel.
Yeah,
So do that. The Sharingan? What's that?
Sharingan. Um, Sharingan makes me think of shuriken. Well, I mean, we know what the shuriken is, but again, it's a very funny word because it means like shu is in hand, so it's like a hand hidden blade, I think, because ken
Ah,
is blade and shu is hand, so
how
the hand
interesting.
hidden blade.
One of the things that I would like to learn about sometime, and I don't know if it would be something you would be interested in looking further into, but you said yokai, right? That's like more evil spirits. Is that correct? Or is it yotai?
Like mean spirited, yeah.
Mean spirited. I would be interested in knowing just um like the so what I'm interested in is how those creatures manifest like possibly manifested themselves in the real world for people, right? So like how you said like the tools develop kami and like how
Mm-hmm.
that sort of manifested or whatever, but to learn linguistically the names of certain yokai and how that like
Mm-hmm.
translates if that's a thing. I don't know if that's a thing
Oh,
that would be
I'll give you like a little. Taste of it. It's kind of like the names of it are usually self-explanatory.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've never read it though. You should, hybrid. What would Hanzo and Genji reference to?
Oh,
In
Genji is Hanzo. I'm not sure. Genji is a reference to the Tale of Genji, Genji Monogatari, which is one of the classic books from the Japanese era. It's
what?
mostly like it's like sexual accolades of Genji, from what I remember.
Sexual
But
accolades?
oh yeah, like him going around town and stuff.
Damn, I want
Like
to read that
lots
story.
of relationship stuff. But Tale of
Okay.
Genji,
I'm gonna look
the
that
Gen
story up. Genji
I
is
mean,
gonna look so
let's
differently to me now.
hear this. Oh yeah, oh yeah, this one.
Hybrid.
The work is a
Uh,
depiction of the lifestyles of high count courtiers during the Heian period. It is written mostly in Japanese phonetic script hiragana in a vernacular style, associated with women's writing of the time, not in Chinese characters used for the prestigious literature, and its archaic language and poetic style require specialized study. The first section, chapters 1 through 33, center on the early life and amorous encounters of Hikaru Genji,
oh,
or Shining Genji.
oh.
Genji is the son of the emperor, known to the readers as Emperor Kiritsubo, and a loyal-ranking concubine called Kiritsubo Consort. However, for political reasons, the emperor removes Genji from the line of succession, demoting him to commoner status by giving him the surname Minamoto. The second section, chapters 34 through 41, tell of his old age and death, while the final section, chapters 42 through 54, shift to Genji's grandson, Nio, and supposed son, Kaoru.
So the first one through the first 33 pages, everybody, is where the smut is, and then everything
Yes,
else is just the rest of his life.
and here how it's written.
Oh my gosh. How do you discern that? Is that easy for you
I
to
don't.
discern?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay,
I
great.
mean,
Well,
I can sort of see some of the letters.
yeah.
Let's take a look.
Fragmented.
Like what is it?
That's crazy.
Like this is obviously a no, very
Okay.
clearly seen.
Yeah.
That kind of
Okay.
looks like a ya. You can kind of
Okay.
see it. This might be E, but I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
Um, this I'm not really sure what's going on here. This is like maybe Chi.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I guess
the,
in large part it's crazy to me because I don't understand, like I can't read the characters, but like holy cow. The original Canterbury Tales, yes. I feel like that is precisely what it's like.
mm, mhm. Murasaki Shikibu, illustration by Tosa Mitsuoki, who created a series of illustrations of the Tale of Genji. So Murasaki Shikibu is the woman who is the author of this book. Here is like a
Oh.
depiction of her writing it.
Yep, it's a woman wrote this book, guys. A woman wrote it. So you know
Duh.
it's going to be good. You know it's going to be good. I'm getting neurons firing about the influence of Shinto on modern Japan and how I could apply those to what I know about tokusatsu or puroresu, but not formed enough for specific questions. Yay. I like that you learned something, I think.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at some chapters.
That's fair though. Okay, if you change your mind and you have a question, Alex is always available, unless he's not.
Mm, modern relationship. Uh, like some more writing of it.
Whoa.
Uh,
Yeah,
it
that
should
looks
be
very complex.
legacy. Oh yeah, here's like a 2,000 yen like note with
Uh-huh.
the tail of Genji on it.
That's the whole tale?
Well, no, like it's how many, like 54 chapters,
Oh,
but
yeah,
here's a
duh.
part of it.
Okay, okay, okay. No, that's fun. I was very confused for a second, but that's awesome. Yeah,
Let's
that's super
do.
cool.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this.
Shinto stuff, Yahiro?
Overwatch
It's
not
super
present
fascinating.
in this. And another thing that I brought up in our little discussion.
Yeah.
One, here's the like one of the yokai that I am more familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Orokurokubi.
Oh, she got a long neck.
Yeah, the word Orokurokubi may have derived from the word Orokuro, which refers to a potter's wheel, a water well's pulley, or an umbrella handle, which also elongates. And
Okay.
kubi just means neck. It's a
Okay.
long neck woman.
Yeah. But how are you familiar with her? Like, what's the lore that you understand of her?
Um, I when I was hiking in one of the mountains in Japan, they had the what's it called? Rokurokubi no Michi, which is like the Rokurokubi path, and was very, very windy. I was like, what the fuck? Like Rokurokubi? I'm not familiar with that. So I looked it up, and like, oh, it makes sense. That's how we
Uh,
know of her.
yeah. Okay. Okay. How interesting. And this is part of like what I have you ever watched Pompoko?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Pompoko is actually a super duper fun Studio Ghibli film featuring the Tanuki, and it talks a lot about like environmental like awareness and whatever, and it tries to make it really accessible to young kids, but um there's a scene in it where there's like a whole parade of I think it was yokai, and it's just the visualization of a bunch of these different like spirits essentially kind of bopping about, um trying to scare the humans into like behaving and like taking care of
Mm-hmm.
nature. It is awesome. I highly recommend you watch it. It's kind of one of the longer ones, but definitely would recommend. Now, what are we doing looking at Pokemon? Tell me more.
Here, the Pokemon family of Misdreavus and
Mm-hmm.
Mismagius is based on the Nukekubi, which is a different kind of yokai.
Okay.
Huh.
Lady
The
Longneck.
Yeah, the Rokurokubi was cited as an inspiration for the design of the teacher in Little Nightmares 2.
Ah.
In Hellboy Sword of Storms, huh?
Cool.
Okay,
Oh.
Hellboy has encounters with those Nukekubi and Rokurokubi, and so on and so on. So it's a pretty common, pretty famous yokai. It like pops up a
Yeah,
lot.
that's cool. Also, I
And
like the way you say rokurokuru rokurokupi.
Rokurokubi.
That sounds so
Uh,
fun.
yeah, so because hiragana and katakana are syllabic alphabets, right? So one letter equals one syllable. When you like when you do tongue twisters,
Mm-hmm.
usually they are also syllabic, so it's easier to pronounce. So we can say them quicker.
Ah.
For example, there's one which is like raw wait raw wheat, raw barley, and raw eggs or something. And in Japanese, it's namamugi, namaguma, namatamago.
Holy shit.
And if people here have watched Full Metal Alchemist, I think it's a bit from there. There's a traditional joke of like a family having a firstborn, uh, and they went to the shrine to ask for a kid's name, right? So something good, something like that means something good, and would again would bring good fortune onto the kid.
Yeah.
And the monk is like, well, here's this name. You can also name him that, and you maybe like name him that and that and that, and gives like a list of names. And like, I mean, they're all good. We just can't choose. Let's use all of them.
Oh my god.
So we got a little kid named Jigumi Jigumi Goku no Suragi Kaji Sugi no Sugi no Sumuramas Kuramas Kunar to Kone Sum Toko Yabra Koji to Korokoji Pipe no Shuriken Shuriken no Guridan Guridan no Popkina Popna no Chokumen no Chosuke.
That's the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious
Yeah,
equivalent. Huh? That
yeah.
was crazy.
And again, they used it as a bit in Full Metal Alchemist, which is like,
Oh.
what's your real name? My real name is Jugim Jugim Kuknus. You know, you get the gist.
Oh my god,
And the
that's
other
so
dude is
fun.
like, how curious. My name is also Jugim Jugim Kuknus. You get the gist, yeah? And
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's fun.
and yeah, stuff like. And the thing I wanted to talk to you about, which I
Oh, yeah.
brought up before stream, where is it? I have a lot of tabs open. I need to find the one.
I wouldn't know that
No,
life.
mm, not
I
not
barely,
this
I do
one.
too, Jill. I do too.
Here, close it. Okay, let me open it again. Which is like here we've talked about syncretism of connection between Buddhism and Shintoism,
Mm-hmm.
and how there isn't much friction between those two,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But with Christianity, it's a bit of a different story. So for example, the shogunate, the Tokugawa shogunate during the 17th century basically had a ban on Christianity, and there was Christianity repression during that period of time. Yeah, during
Mm-hmm.
Sakoku, which is the like closed um, country period. Yeah, so they barred everyone from coming into the country because like we don't like all those guns and all this religion coming into our country and destabilizing the region. So let's just cut all ties for a period of time. Yeah, that's the
Mm-hmm.
Sakoku country. Yeah, the closed Japan period. But even during that period, there were still Christians. There were still Catholic Christians practicing, and to and for them, it was one, very dangerous to do that, and
Mm,
two, very difficult to do that because if they find anything resembling Christianity, they will get punished sometimes by death.
mm.
And so, with them being kind of the Japanese culture being kind of flexible with imagery, we have Buddhist imagery being used for Christian worship, and that is called Kakure Kiristan, or the hidden Christians, where, yeah, as we see, an underground Catholic Church of Japan during the Edo period, during the Christianity's repression by the Tokugawa shogunate. Yeah.
This is so
So,
cool.
so here we see again, what's the word? Buddhist Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is basically like a kami. It's a version of a deity.
Mm.
Bodhisattva Kannon being used and being praised as the Virgin Mary.
Ah. So they had to basically use stand-ins for
Yeah,
Christianity that were legal in order to get away with their
that would
beliefs.
have been perceived to be legal, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
And this Bodhisattva Kanon, in her own, like, um, in her own right, is a whole other bag of worms, right? Because let's just look at the names that she has. She has the Chinese name, Guanyin. She has the full Chinese name, the alternative Chinese name, the third alternative Chinese name, a Burmese name, Tibetan name, Vietnamese name in two different scripts, a Thai name, a Korean name, Mongolian, Japanese name, Indonesian, Filipino, Sanskrit, Khmer, and Hmong names.
Holy shit.
Now that's a religion.
Yeah.
Look at this cool script though.
That's beautiful. It's pretty. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and so
insane.
yeah, so she is um, a common Chinese name of a bodhisattva associated with compassion, known as Avalokitesvara in Sanskrit.
Ah, and I wonder if it was an intentional choice, like if they intentionally chose relative
Maybe yes, maybe yes.
because and then that would be a fun conversation to have as far as like okay, so if that's what they were doing, they were choosing similar deities in order to mask their belief system, like why have separate belief systems? What like cuz if one can easily be equated into the other or like symbolic of the other, like I don't know, I
Well,
just would be
I guess at this point they generally believed in the Christian worldview of like the soul being safe from hell, Jesus being the
uh
savior, and so on. So they were um, like passionate Catholic Christians who
oh
probably grew up with that cultural significance at that point,
mm,
and they were like, "We're not giving that up."
okay.
And again, what is the best way for a religion to stick? That's persecution.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, interesting stuff. Yeah, that is super fun. And that we did talk about that briefly in between or like before the stream.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So yeah, very cool name, Guan
Mm-hmm.
Yin, which means the one who perceives the sounds of the world.
That is so beautiful. Christians were used to stealing the fun parts of other religions, but making it about Jesus.
I mean, again, that's something that I was thinking about as well. But like pagan days being used for Christian holidays because that's what the people here are used to and it's easier for them to adapt to. Again, coming back to what we actually talked about with like bodhisattvas becoming Shinto kami to be easier for the Japanese to be perceived and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Holy shit. Fun, interesting, fascinating. If anybody has any other questions, please feel free to ask. But this was a good addition to the conversation, especially because we did talk about it briefly.
several
Oh
large
man.
temples in East Asia dedicated to Guanyin, including Shaolin Monastery.
Oh shit.
Sensoji. Sensoji is the big one. It's, you know it. Um, where is it?
Whoa.
Where's actual. Huh. This one. From a
Oh
huge lantern that they had.
yes. Yes, yes, yes. I am familiar with that.
Huge lantern that they had. And to commemorate my visit there, I got a little pouch in the shape of that
Ah!
lantern.
You guys can't see it, but it's cute.
Oh, yeah. Let
Trust me,
me just
it's
do this
cute.
one. Little lantern pouch.
Yeah, that is super
In
cute.
which I carry a hard drive with my Japanese textbooks.
Hey. Has Godzilla ever broken the lantern in any of the films, do you know?
Good question. I don't think so. I mean, could
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's incredible. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Alex. This has been so informative. And I will say, just to be completely forthright, this one was far more engaging for me because it had so much to do with like equal parts history and language.
Hmm.
And like the folklore and mythology is really enticing to me. It's very interesting to me. But both your previous lecture and this one have been incredible.
Thank you.
Hmm.
And I mean, compared to the last presentation, now I have like half a year worth of experience of teaching. So that might have rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're just an anthropologist, so I can just tell you whatever and you just eat it
All
up. So.
right. Okay. So everybody, thank you so much, Alex. I'm just kidding. You son of a biscuit. I know that there is far more, there's like way more room for me to grow and learn. And I genuinely appreciate you like holding me accountable to it. So this has been fucking awesome. Thank you, dude, so much.
So what's Osaka?
What'd you say? Sorry, I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Uh
I'm
huh.
sorry, you're breaking
Uh
up.
huh.
Can you guys hear him still? That's crazy how he
Right.
so. But I have notes this time. So the next time you try to quiz me on something, I'm gonna be like, oh, Kojiki, got you.
How was that?
That is prehistory. Basically the origin myths of Japan. Boom!
And what's the other one?
Nihon Shoki.
Good. Good
Hey,
student.
thank you. I'm trying. Oh, but I love this. Thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate you. Do you have any last minute things you want to talk about, share, discuss?
Mm, Only that I have like 3 weeks to write 70 pages worth of thesis. It was going to be a fun week, a fun period of my life. And again, thank you for the space to basically go on a rabbit hole and go down a rabbit hole and look into it. Again, not something that I am, how do I say, I get to look at outside of all this
Mm.
context,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is still kind of interesting and just kind of accumulates the space to release all that energy on all that knowledge that I have on it.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah, thank you for
I'm
providing the space for it.
hell yeah, dude. Anytime. I know you're gonna be so fucking busy for a while, but just know if you want to talk about something, we've got the space for you. So
Yeah,
best of luck on your thesis, man.
thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Everybody say, unless you have anything else, Alex, everybody say goodbye. Alex. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, teacher. Say it now in chat. We'll wait.
Say it. Was the wedding phrase "Say it now or forever hold your peace"?
Yeah, forever hold your peace. Exactly. Thank you, Peachy. It. Okay, hybrid, super close. Hi,
Mm-hmm.
Alex. Thanks for out nerding Nikki. Ah, yeah, you really did out nerd me in this one. Nice. Claps for Alex. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Hi,
Bye,
minasan. Bye bye.
buddy.
Matane. Всем пока. See ya.
Bye. Ah, shit. That was so nice, dude. What the hell? Yeah, I could literally listen to him talk about whatever. He is so informative. It is so much fun learning the stuff that he knows. I'm a big fan. And if you guys aren't big fans as well, you're kind of missing out. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let me put on some music because now I don't have to try and split my attention between him and music. Yeah, super knowledgeable. I am genuinely so grateful to have the community that we do because we have so many people in here who can teach us a thing or two about a million different things. I just recently got with Koga, and Koga and I are going to plan a session similar to this where Koga speaks about topics they know a lot on. And we're just going to keep doing this for as long as we fucking can. I I'm just overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I am so this is such a rad community to be a part of. This is a rad space to be able to share knowledge in. I mean like that he's literally a teacher, dude. He gets paid to do this. And so the fact that he's willing to take some time and do it for free with me is wild. So when is the test? I'll check in with him. I'll check in with him and I'll see. Thank you guys for the follows. I know we got a couple of follows while we were focused. I apologize for not being able to address it. I just really wanted to give Alex as much of my attention as possible. Uh, Thank you to those who hopped in and chatted with us. Technically, I could continue streaming. I just don't know if you guys want to hang out any longer. We could hang out some more. I could play some games. We could just chill, decompress. Um, or we can raid out and we can go to somebody else's space if you guys want to do something else. I didn't learn anything. I just got here. Henry. Oh my gosh. Hunter. That is okay. You it it's fine. I also like his voice. He has a very good voice. Um who's on right now that we could possibly raid out into? Um who is on? Open the windows. I'm seeing so many wonderful people online right now. What the hell? Look at them all. This is incredible. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll raid out. This will give me an opportunity to go and let Milo out to chill, decompress, hang out. Dan is going to be away for a while working, so I've got some time to just take care of whatever I need to take care of. She's dead. But to each and every one of you who stopped by today, Poke, I love you. I appreciate it. It bye, I guess. I'm sorry, Hunter. It means a lot to me that you guys came through, and I know it means a lot to Alex as well. I obviously want to present a space that is uh open and receptive to learning and like all of us getting better and learning little bits and pieces about whatever we want to learn about, right? But I also know that if we're going to bring people into the space and we're going to give them a place to talk about their expertise, it means a lot to them to have you guys here because it means that what they're saying and what they're sharing matters, you know? And not that like they need that validation. I'm sure they don't need that validation, but it just, I like knowing it. So, I really do appreciate you guys. I am so fucking grateful to all of you. Thank you for supporting us. Yay, I'm learning. Good for you, Desire. I fucking love that for you. And for us, because I also learned it today too. Sweeney, thank you. Thank you for hosting this. Thank you, Gay. Genuinely, I loved the conversation. Thank you guys for like kind of commenting on stuff. It means a lot. Again, thank you for having the space for us to be learning all the new things. Yes, Peachy. And I like to see how it correlates with other elements of our interests because we're all a bunch of nerdy gamers. So it's super fun. And if you're going to be fascinated by a culture, you might as well like learn more about that culture from sources that are um true and like honest. I can't think of the term right now versus the kind of like liberty taking realms of video games or stories and stuff like that. So I'm glad that we have Alex a part of this space to be able to do that. And we have so many people in here who have like know so much about so many things. So thank you guys for the follows, thank you for the lurks, thank you for the chats, thanks for contributing to the conversation cuz you guys know how much I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Dubsy, thank you so much for the resubscribe to the channel. Let me give some quick shout outs that I can remember. Jakob, thank you for coming through. Matsuma, thank you for the resubscribe to the channel as well. We, as you all know, already hit our PP goal. So we are now set for the month of February. It means a whole fuck ton that you guys are here. We are going to be celebrating a 12-hour stream because that's what you guys voted on in order to celebrate our first month. And I will probably celebrate it probably at the start of March to then encourage new people who might come to the space to also contribute if it's possible and accessible within their, you know, scope of whatever. So we might host that kind of at the beginning of March if you guys are okay with that. But I have other streams that I'll be having soon. Matsuma, thank you again for the resubscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for the treasure train. It was early on and I was very overwhelmed. For all the streaks, thank you guys for running around naked around here. Rand, thank you for the biddies. Poke, thank you for the resubscribe. I love you guys so fucking much. Did I ever tell you that I got an A minus for a presentation? Sorry, short-term memory kicking. That's okay, Poke. No, you didn't, but congratulations on that. That's fucking rad. We'll take an A minus, baby. An A minus is still an A. And thank you, Big Mac, for the 10 stream streak. I appreciate you. Yeah, Nikki, great presentation. Thank you. I did nothing but provide a space, but thank you. again, Alex, you legend. Go and follow. Go and hang out. Go and chat. When and or if Alex ever decides to go live again. Hell yeah, big PP. Oh my god, that's the biggest PP ever, huh? I start my class at the start of March. You know, I'm so excited for you! So, you're gonna keep us in the loop of everything that's going on, right? I'm fucking excited as hell. Still waiting on the results of the test we had last month. I cannot wait to hear about it, Poke. I genuinely hope that you fucking aced it. I know how passionate you are about your schooling right now, and I'm just so fucking excited for you. Okay, where do we want to go? I'm thinking I would like to go to some place where they might be learning something. So if you guys know of a spot where they're doing a little bit of edumacation, give me the details, okay? I'm going to go into the science and technology section and see if we can't find somebody to send y'all out to. Yes, I will, and I go till June. Let's go! Okay, I can't wait. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters for the first time today. I can't wait to watch it. Don't tell me anything yet, but I'm excited. I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna make art about it. Did you love it, Rapping Cat? I'm just happy my brain actually likes learning now. I'm also happy to hear that, Poke. Isn't that a gift? A fucking blessing? A joy? Um, Look at all these cuties. Wait, no. Hold on, let me go here. They're gaming currently. They often do co-study type streams. I'm gonna take a look at them, but I might go. So Black Brilliance is a category that Twitch implemented in the same way that they did the Twitch Latin Luminarias. And so basically, it's Black History Month. They're celebrating Black brilliance, Black content creators, and this might be a good spot for us to go as well. I don't think anybody in here is currently doing like an educational stream, but we can still go and find a spot that might be exciting. Okay, we have somebody here. It's Mastodon, and they are currently watching or playing WWE 2K25. I know some of y'all are freaking wrestling fiends. Um, we got somebody playing Reanimal. Do you want to do Reanimal? Or Minecraft? There are many, many options. It was 7 out of 10. Ooh, okay, that's a good number. I'll take that. Hi, True. Thanks for paying your taxes, love. I appreciate you coming in here. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Valentine's Day Massacre. Sounds crazy. I got friends to raid. Big brain friends, Alex? Is that what you're saying? I just woke up. Hell yeah, dude. How was your sleep? I spelled your name wrong. Go back to bed. I also made mac and cheese. Proud of you. Let me refresh. Does it refresh who's on? Routine. That's actually a game that I really, really, really want to play. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're going to raid into... Let's go ahead. I'm making myself learn more than Zen. Hell yeah. We're going to go... Oh my god, sorry. I'm going to give them a shout out because that was a really good pick. Sweeney, was that you who said that? Yes, Sweeney. Go and check out... Is it Lumiru? Go and check out Lumiru if you guys are interested. But we are going to... That they do... Right now they're gaming, but they also do, like you said, co-streaming. There are too many choices this year. Guess whose wrist is getting fucked? Oh god. I think who we're gonna raid out to is there's a streamer on right now called Gold Carrot, and they are currently playing a game that I really want to look into called Routine. Choose what game we play. It's sub Sunday. Let me make sure. Can I chat in here? Okay, I think I can. I don't think it's like on anything. This channel is for anyone who loves video games. I'm a variety streamer, so I play a few different video games, or sorry, games at a time. We also make reviews for the games we play. I'm Kyle, aka Carrot, pronounced Carrot. LGBTQIA plus, plant-based variety streamer exploring the gaming universe. I think this is who we're gonna raid on into, everybody. Please consider sticking around for the raid. We're gonna meet a new friend, possibly a new community where we can hang out and just chill and vibe. But even if you decide that this is not the spot for you, you'll be taking with you channel points, yeah? So those channel points you can use the next time you come through and you hang out with us, whether it's on a Sunday social or next week anytime we play games or do our sub art days. I am on socials if you guys are interested in following me. I also have a YouTube goal. I'd like to hit 500 subscribers on my YouTube channels by the end of the year. We'll see if it happens. Who knows? Raid messages. I've got 2 of them. You can also use whatever emotes you want, whatever raid message you want. No pressure. Again, thank you so much, Alex, for being our guest speaker and presentationist today. Thank you for teaching us so much about Shinto traditions, New Year traditions, some of the main points. This was an awesome talk, and thank you all for being a part of the space, being willing to learn. You guys are awesome. Let's do the damn thing. Yes, Bumbles. Thank you. Let's go raid to a new friend. And let's send so much love. Let's give them energy. Let's give them vibes, okay? And if you like the vibe over there, drop them a follow, yeah? All right. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. You guys are divine. I am so excited to hang out with you next week. We'll figure out what we're doing. It's probably going to be Overwatch, it's going to be drawing, it's going to be, I don't know, other things probably. Yay. But until then, please take care of yourselves, okay? You guys are cute. You deserve water and fresh air and cuddles. And I love you guys, okay? All the platypus pussies. Pussy. But pussy I guess works too. I love you guys, okay? Bye. Wait, how do I okay, bye. There will be stuff next week, guaranteed. Bye, Tony! Mwah!